We got the Chaz in the house. I can see you on the little bottom screen there dancing, man.
Yeah, dude, that song had me bopping my head, you know?
It's an original piece by my guitar player. He just busted it out. We were taking a little break from jamming, and he just played that on a 12-string guitar. Pretty epic shit.
That's awesome.
It literally could be a Led Zeppelin like intro.
Definitely.
And for him, that's just nothing. He's just like, whatever, it's not a song. I'm like, dude, make that into something. He's like, I'll make something better. I'm like, you're insane.
Dude, that's catchy. That's catchy.
It's epic, man. Anyways, the Chaz in the house. Haven't seen you for a little bit. How you been? How's fantasy been treating you? I know you got a big NBA bet riding here, so don't be too distracted. I also have a lot of money on the T-Wolves. Well, in particular, I have Anthony Edwards points, which seem to be a lock. How you doing? Everything good?
Pretty good. Living life. I know I had to cut myself short last week for an exam. We did pretty good on that exam, so everything went all right. And then right now we're sweating out Timberwolves money line for the last leg of the parlay. So hopefully that hits.
Chaz is living in the real world. He's in college. He's studying. He's getting good grades. I'm just doing streams, getting drunk. It's pretty great. Watching football, watching
that's
sports.
Awesome too.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. We got a lot to get to tonight. Wednesday show here on the Fantasy Football Lounge. We're gonna do a little panic meter session with some weird names. You mentioned there are different names. You know, we've talked a lot. You know, we can only talk about Travion Henderson and RJ Harvey so much. Like that's just complete panic. Those dudes are busts and bums at this point. So we'll get into it here, and then we'll get to your questions here in a little bit once we get done with the panic meter. So first guy here, this one hurts me, man. Justin Fields. A lot of shares of Justin Fields. Not as many in redraft, but a lot in best ball. That's just gonna kill me in best ball. Like I'm at like 18% of Justin Fields. And you know, we said all year, like not just me, all the analysts I listen to were like, the upside of Justin Fields is it's almost impossible for him to lose his job because Tyrod Taylor is a dinosaur, and you know, like why would they play Tyrod Taylor? It appears they're going to play Tyrod Taylor, Chaz.
He's worse too, which is what pisses me off. But especially after what the owner said about Justin Fields, if I'm Justin Fields, do I even want to play for a team and the owner that says that about me? Like, oof, it's bad.
It's been bad though, Chaz. It's been bad. Like this is even bad for Justin Fields right now. Like he's not. Well, they're screwing him in the play calling. They're making him a pocket passer.
Yeah, it's brutal on all sides. But then you bench Fields, and then like I said earlier, Taylor comes in and starts playing worse than what Fields was doing. So it's like, what do you do? But I guess you already benched Fields, so I guess you got to ride with Taylor, and he's hurt. I mean, I don't know if you saw that. He's day-to-day with a leg issue, so we'll see how that goes moving forward.
They might be forced to start Fields or whoever their third string is. So what is your number 1 to 10? 1 to 10, because you know we got to factor in that he might not even be starting, so it's got to be a 10, right?
It's a 10, easily a 10. Yeah, if I'm Justin Fields, I wouldn't play after what he said about me or to Fields, but we'll see what happens. If it's complete panic for Justin Fields right now.
Here's a question for you. Let's say Tyrod Taylor is ruled out, and we don't even know who the third quarterback is there, and they have to start Justin Fields. Like you're gonna be tempted to start him, aren't you? Because I am. Because I have like leagues with like Trevor Lawrence and like Brock Purdy, and you know, not great options right now. So it's like if I'm trying to think like Joe Flacco. I'd probably start Joe Flacco over him at this point. But Aaron Rodgers, like. Yeah, it's rough. What's going on, Wally? Let's get to a couple questions here. We're both at a 10 panic meter for Justin Fields. I dropped him in a few spots, but in a few, I'm holding on to him in case he starts this week, but it's not looking good. Briss says Diggs are worthy in PPR this week.
I'm going to go Diggs. I'm going to go Diggs here. I mean, I understand he's on our panic meter list, but I'm not panicking with him at all.
Don't spoil the names for the guest, Chaz.
I'm not panicking on him at all, especially with Rice coming back and he had like 2 touchdowns on 7 targets, and they only had the starters in for the first like 3 quarters. So like Diggs are worthy. Give me Diggs easily.
I would say in half PPR, I'd be more inclined to start Worthy just because he's more likely for a touchdown. I mean, Diggs has 0 touchdowns this year, which, you know, the upside is Mike Vrabel is a player's coach, and maybe they try to scheme him in the end zone. But he's been struggling in the last 2 weeks. Now he had the 2-week stretch was unreal, right? 9 catches, 10 catches. I'm going Diggs in full PPR though. Give me the volume, give me the catches. Wally says drop K9 and pick up Swift. Obviously a pretty shallow league. I'd rather have Swift than K9.
You said you rather have K9, or did I just hear you wrong?
No, Swift.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I lagged.
Come on. Hold on, real quick. Since I gotta play the clip. I gotta play the Tiny Dancer clip. It's just a tradition. Just dancing around the line of scrimmage. That's Kenneth Walker right there.
That's what Swift
Jason was able to. We're both saying Swift, right? Swift for sure.
Oh yeah, yep. Swift all day.
No, I will say this: if something happened to Zach Charbonnet, I definitely prefer Kenneth Walker. Like Kenneth Walker is a top 12 play then, but like that's you know, there's really no world where Swift's ever a top 12 play, but like Swift is a top 16 play right now and for the future. Jason says was able to pick up Gatson after waivers. Need a win. He's 3-4. That's what I was telling everyone. I told him like grab Gatson, but I'm not using a waiver claim on a tight end. That's just good. Uncertain, right? That was just a weird situation last week. We got Blake in here. He says that Chaz. Sorry, I'm a little late. We got Hawkinson or Otten full PPR. This has to be Otten, I think.
Yeah. I mean, last week was kind of brutal for Hawk with that drop touchdown. I don't know. I don't know what you thought about that play, but I definitely go on. Did you watch that?
I had of course, dude. I was against him. So at this point it was the late stage games, right? 3:00 games. I had like 7 matchups that were like close at that point. And I was against him in 3 leagues that were close. And so like I was so happy. Like if I'm against him, my mindset is it's not a catch. If I have him, I'm like, that's a fucking catch. And I would say I think it's a catch. I think it's a catch. I would say it's a catch.
I thought that was a catch, but I guess there's a bunch of different rules going on there.
I was happy about that. Marvinator, what's up, fellas? Last place owner dropped Scary Terry. I have the number 1 waiver. I have to use it on him, right? I have Chase, Jefferson, BTJ, and Jameson Williams. 100% you got to use it on Scary Terry. I like to wait for a running back, but like you're never going to get a chance to get a receiver, a top 16 receiver, right? A guy that was drafted top 20. Last year was a top 7 receiver, top 8 receiver. It's still Terry McLaurin, baby. And I'm guessing you have a decent record, but either way, you have to pick him up because he might play this week.
Well, I mean, especially over Jameson. If you have to drop someone, I guess Jameson, but like your fourth, he'd be a huge upgrade as your 4th wide receiver.
You know what? I'm going to add. I'll answer James Bond's question though, and we're going to add Jameson Williams to the panic meter and see what we're thinking there. What's up, boys? Fannin or Gatson this week? Ooh, I think I said last night it's Fannin if there's no Njoku, but you're not going to know that because they have a Thursday game, so probably Gatson.
I guess. I mean, it's so tough. You have a bunch of these coaches that are just being weird now, but I mean, Gatson looked great last week, so I would go with him. But then again, Fannin looks great, but if he's going to have that target share competition with Njoku, I would take Gatson.
So, full disclosure, Gatson's number right now on DraftKings and FanDuel is like 43 yards. So, that's kind of high for a tight end, but it's not like 60 yards. You know what I mean? And I'm sure Fannin would probably be right around the same number. So, it's close. But, again, I prefer Fannin if there's no Njoku. And it seems 50-50 for Njoku. Let's get back to the panic meter. We'll get to all your questions here in a second. Again, gentlemen, Super Chat is back. If you guys want your answered right away, we will get to everyone's question. You know I always will. I'll stay here till 5 in the morning to get everyone's answered. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Maybe. That's a threat, motherfucker. Okay. JCM. Now, it might seem weird. He's had two clunkers in a row, the fumble against the Bears, and then like last week, I don't know what the hell that was. What is your panic? What is your panic on JCM? Because I know like the backfield's wide open, but they got Chris Rodriguez of it like back in the mix a little bit. McNichols is definitely playing third downs no matter what. Not saying like where you drafted JCM because it was a value, but like as we thought of him as a every week a running back too. Are you still feeling that about him? What's your panic meter?
I still feel that about him. I mean, my panic meter's low. I said it too. I mean, he just had a bad week. It happens in fantasy football. It happens with players. I mean, understandably, it was against Dallas, and like, it kind of sucks because their defense sucks. But Dallas, they look really good though right now, especially with their offense.
But they were coming off 1 week removed from allowing 220 yards to Rico Dowdle. Let's not forget that.
Well,
so that's kind of where I'm going with this.
Would you rather have Rico Dowdle or JCM?
JCM, because he's the only guy there. Like he's getting early down work, and there's no one else dealing the work.
Well,
here's what I'll tell you.
No. I'm saying like just the player takeout situation. Just like, who would you want on a team?
This year, Rico Dowdle. In the future, probably JCM because I think he's more of a wild card. I just want to get to this. So the Commanders are in trouble, dude. So Jaden Daniels has multiple leg injuries. He's probably out at least this week for sure. Probably next week. Do you know who their next 3 games are? You want to hear this? They're 3-4 currently. They play at Chiefs Monday night, which is going to be an L. Versus the Seahawks. So at home against the Seahawks, which I know it's not at Seahawks. Seahawks are really tough.
That's going to be an L too.
They play the Lions. Then they play the Lions, bro. They could be 3-7. Like even with Jaden Daniels, they could be 3-7. Without Jaden Daniels or a hobbled Jaden Daniels, 3-7, your season's over. Bye-bye, Washington Commanders. Bye-bye. I bet that was one of my heaviest bets under 9.5 wins for the Commanders. And they look like the team from hell right now with just like the stuff in the, the earlier in the preseason with not signing Terry McLaurin. Of course, he sucked and then he's hurt. Trading Brian Robinson for a bag of donuts. Like, what are you doing?
Well, I, with them especially, I feel like they just went out and got a whole bunch of old vets, like really old vets, instead of paying some guys that they should have probably paid. You know what I'm saying? Like when you don't want to spend that much money and then you go get really, really old guys and you're just praying that they play like how they used to play. It's just a recipe for disaster. And then with Daniels going down and those next 3 games, you're gonna be 3-7, and then at that point you might as well just try and take your draft pick.
And Washington's defense is old. CK, this is a good little question for us here. Panic meter on Deebo, talking about the Commanders. He's banged up right now. He's going to play hurt, but you got Terry coming back as well. No Jaden Daniels. Like, it was really nice early in the year. He was a top 20 guy.
He was.
Where would you have him ranked? Going forward, rest of season? Like, is it mid-range wide receiver 3?
I was going to say 30 to like 36. So, I mean, kind of higher than what you said. I was going to say, no, actually, that's kind of
that's
around.
mid-range. That's right, mid-range.
Yeah,
right
I was
there,
about to say that's literally right what you were saying. So, I mean, that's where I was going to kind of rank him. You can rank him even lower if I'm going to be honest, especially with Scary Terry coming back, and we don't know how that offense is going to look with Mariota, or what that offense is going to look like if Daniels misses significant time or not. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
You know what they should call mid-range wide receiver 3? DeMar DeRozan wide receiver 3. That's an NBA joke for you guys. It's a dad joke. All right, let's move on to Travis Etienne. Panic meter on Travis Etienne. Now, I know he's healthy. He's been terrible. He has looked bad. The offense looks bad. What do you think about Travis Etienne? Do you think there's a chance that coming out of the bye, we see a 50-50 split with Bashal Tutin and Travis Etienne? They have a bye this week. Or at least a 60-40. You know what I mean? More of a split with Tutin getting more involved. Because Etienne's been inefficient. He hasn't looked that explosive. He has fumbling issues. He hasn't had them this year yet, but like he's just not good in pass protection. Like he's just not a great player.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a 50-50. I think we're going to see a 65-35 or even less than that. I mean, I still believe in Etienne. I don't think he's going to get back to the numbers that he was putting up earlier in the season when we all thought he was like kind of a low-end wide receiver 1 or running back 1 is what I meant. But, I mean, I'm kind of worried about him. I mean, I would give him a 4 or 5, but I don't see Tutin taking over that backfield like it seems you think he will be. So I'd love to hear your answer on this.
Well, he just seemed like, after the first 3 weeks, regardless of the numbers he was putting up, the snap share was so elite and the offense looked better. So he was like one of those guys that was almost like a must start. I feel like now he's more in flex territory, which makes my panic meter higher because I know you didn't draft him. We're already in week 8 now. So we're not looking at draft capital anymore, right? It was a value you drafted him. Now, you had him as your running back 2. Now he's looking more like a running back, a flex, a low end running back 2. And I'm just concerned about his job, man. Like he's always kind of been a doghouse player, right? A guy that's been in the doghouse a little bit. So we'll see about that one. Answer a couple questions here. We get to the next one. We buying low on Saquon. I'm going to let you answer this first because they all know my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Saquon's a dog. I would be buying low, but then again, you're going to have to try and get an owner who is going to want to sell low. That's the only issue. I've been trying to inquire Saquon. I've been trying to inquire Derrick Henry for low, but the owners just aren't really trying to sell low. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm lowballing them. I'm just not giving them like offers as good as what they think they should. Right. And then, they're not really liking it. So if you can buy them low, yes.
I got a good strat for you. You wait this week. Now, if he pops off this week, you're probably not getting him. But the thing is, most likely the Saquon owner, the Saquon team is struggling. They're 3-4 at best, right? That's their first pick, a top 5 pick. If he just has a game with like 60 yards and a touchdown, say 14-pointer, they have a bye week 9. So that team with their 3-5, they have to get rid of him. They can't hold him. Now you can get him for a DeAndre Swift maybe, or because Swift already had his bye, something like that. Like if they're smart enough to understand that that's actually a good deal for them and both teams win. So I would try to get him now, but I think there's a chance There's a chance you won't get him at all if he pops off and does a Saquon 140 and 2 touchdowns. But it's worth the risk if you can't get him now, just to wait it out one more week and take him on his bye week. If you have a winning record, if you're 5-3, then all day long, baby, you can take that. What's going on, Hetzer? James Bond says time to trade Judkins. Judkins is on the opposite end of the spectrum. We were talking about Henry and Saquon as buy lows. Do you view Judkins as a sell high? Because since week 2, I believe I read in half point PPR, he is running back 9 on the year, and that includes one stinker when he got game scripted out of that game where he had like 8 touches.
Well, the thing is it's more so about what can you get. You know, like I'm loving him right now, but if you can go out and you can get yourself a wide receiver 1, like especially how much other have? Would you rather have Drake London or Judkins right now? PPR.
Drake London.
Yeah, so
I'm biased though.
I'm biased too because I've been huge on Drake London for the past like 2-3 months. But I mean, yeah, if you can go get a guy like that, or even in the same tier as that, I would love to do it. But it's going to be hard to get an owner like one of those owners to sell him to you unless they need a running back. But hey, if they need running backs and you could try and make that trade, I would go do it. So I want
real quick, man. You like Drake London? Drake London's. What do you think Drake London's at this week for receiving yards? They're against the Panthers, or not the Panthers. They're against the Dolphins. They're at home against the Dolphins. Drake London's receiving
yards. I really think it should be high up there. I think it should be like 75. Is that kind of?
I projected it at 71 that they would put it at. It's at 61.5, bro. I hammered that. That's one of my bets. I already bet that one.
Gosh.
Also, James Cook. What do you think James Cook would be at this week? James Cook is on the road against Carolina. Off a bye week. Off 2 straight losses.
Rushing yards.
Yep, just rushing yards.
I'd say it's going to be... I say it's 65, 60.
63, 67.5. It's now up to 74, but I think that's low, man. They're come off a bye. Give me that one all day. I love the Drake London one though more. Hetzer says I'm over. Yeah, Carolina's they've been sneaky decent against the run, but I just don't. I think Carolina is a fade, man. Like they got Andy Dalton playing now, a fade team. They're 4-3. Like what the hell's going on? They're gonna have a better record than the Bills if they win this game. Like wrap your head around that. You can't. Hetzer, I'm over here crying because I have Nico Collins in my lineup looking questionable. I cannot afford to lose anyone else right now. I might have to throw Mooney in there this weekend. Go pick up, personally, my preference there, and I'll get your take here in a second, Chaz, in terms of Houston receivers, because Christian Kirk looks like he's out. Dalton Schultz is probably the play at tight end, but he's banged up. It's Jalen Noel, I think, because he showed out the second half of that game once he went down. Now, he actually plays Christian Kirk's role, and you have Xavier Hutchinson as the outside guy, and everyone likes the Higgins, who hasn't shown me a single damn thing all year. So Noel's the guy, man. He's got speed. He's shifty. I think I would rather start Jalen Noel than Mooney, right? If there's no Nico.
Oh yeah, if there's no Nico, definitely. If there is, I would definitely lean Mooney though, because Mooney is somehow whenever Mooney plays, he always takes a bunch of stuff from London. Like there's such a correlation between Drake London doing bad and whenever Darnell Mooney's going in. But yeah, no Noel though. If Nico Collins is out, you play him all day. In my opinion.
I got a question for you, Chaz. The Chaz is a bigger Bears fan than me. I'm a decent Bears fan, but what's your take on Kyle Monungai? Stash him in Dynasty, and is he a good flex start for this week? They are against the Ravens. I don't like that matchup. I know the Ravens defense has been terrible, but this is at Ravens, right?
Yeah, maybe not the flex start, but stashing him, I would definitely do that because we've already seen Swift get let go by Ben Johnson once. I think he's going to do it again, and Monungai looks great. I don't know if you were watching the game, but I love watching him this past weekend, and I'm looking forward to him not just this year because obviously Swift will be there, but I think in the years coming, I've been trying to buy him in Dynasty, but that guy's also.
I like these Dynasty questions with Chaz because Chaz is a Dynasty guy. Keep Jonathan Brooks. So Jonathan Brooks has been a forgotten man, multiple ACLs. He's only a second-year player, but he's not going to play this year. Keep Jonathan Brooks in Dynasty or trade him for either Marshawn Lloyd or Caleb Johnson. Definitely not Marshawn Lloyd. He gone.
Yeah.
He gone. I would say
if you want to take a flyer on Caleb, but I mean he's kind of
I want Caleb Johnson. I want Caleb Johnson over Jonathan Brooks. No injury concern.
All right. I don't know. I mean, my eyes it's kind of like you already got benched. You got Joe Warren there. Like, I want to watch out. But
Trade AJ Brown for T-Mac. Who do you want?
Or give me Brown. Give me Brown.
Agreed.
I gotta stick with
Agreed.
the big name. He's been looking really good lately, and I know I was talking a bunch of trash about him, but you got to give me AJ Brown there.
Here's a good one. Just traded Chuba and Travis Hunter for Derrick Henry. Did I win? I think that's a win. I'm a little worried about Travis Hunter breaking out, especially with Brian Thomas's shoulder injury. We got to wait and see on that one, but he has a bye week to get that right. So I'm all about acquiring Derrick Henry at the lowest point you can ever get him, and any Ravens player at the lowest point the Ravens will ever be. So I love that. Nick says, as a Panthers fan,
high on Hunter too. Sorry.
Yeah, right. After one good week, I mean, is that one? No, one good half when it was 28-0.
Low at the same time. Yeah, I think that's great.
You don't think the Travis Hunter thing is going to be a thing? You think that was just a one-off? I obviously they're playing less on defense, which is key.
No,
and
I mean the
if
game.
Anyone can use a post-rookie bump. It's him.
No, I don't think it's going to impact the future. I think it was just a blowout kind of game. If you were watching that, I know I got up for it, and it was kind of like, okay, let's see if we can get Hunter the ball. So
yeah,
I guess we'll see.
Nick says, as a Panthers fan, I'm pumped to have Dalton over Young. That is just rough, man. Like, again, we don't like Bryce Young in the show. We thank the Panthers as Bears fans for giving us that haul for Bryce Young that built our team right now. But like Andy Dalton's fucking like 36 or 37 years old, dude. He's done. He's, it's like Tyrod Taylor, same situation. That just shows how bad it is with Bryce Young. And you guys are 4-3, so I don't get that one, Nick. I mean, I want to see what Bryce Young has. Chit says thoughts on Kittle. We're not worried about Kittle at all. That was just one bad game. I might bet Kittle's yards this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried. I would just it was kind of a running game, especially for him. They just kind of want to get the run game back and going. I definitely, I'm not worried at all. Are you worried about that at all or no?
No. I mean, maybe his floor has always been like that. Kittle's one of those guys that goes, he'll get you 8, and then he'll get you 3, and then he'll get you 31. That's just instead of, like what Kelsey was before, was always like 16 or 17. Zach Ertz in his prime was just, like what Trey McBride does now. It's always 7 for 60. Let's see. Who you guys taking as a stash between Tootin, Corum, and Jaden Blue?
Let's say Corum.
Corum has the highest upside. Tootin has the more clear path to carries, it appears. So it depends. I mean, if you have a stacked roster, I want Corum because will Tootin even crack your lineup if he's the starter? Where Corum will crack your lineup if he's the starter, I guess is how I would phrase that.
Yeah,
one.
I mean, the big word here is stash. He's talking about stashing a guy. And if you're stashing a guy, I'm only there for upside. So give me Corum.
That's why I have the Chaz on the show. He's a smart man. He reads instead of reading between the lines, he just reads the fucking question. Richard says, Max Crosby going to be traded. Thoughts? Max Crosby should definitely be traded. Jacoby Myers should be traded. They should trade everybody under the sun. They have to. We got Scott in here. What's going on, Scott? What's up, buddy? Oscar says, what are your thoughts on Joe Mixon? He's not playing this year. You should have dropped him.
Yeah, we've been talking about that. He won't be done. Or he is done for the year.
Yeah, he might be done for his career. He's getting old.
Maybe.
Like, foot injuries are rough, man. Wally says, would you give Garrett Wilson plus Mason? That's Garrett Wilson plus Jordan Mason for Henry. Too much.
I think
that's borderline too much. It depends. If you can afford to give away the receiver, you're upgrading at running back because Aaron Jones will be back. Whether that's this week or week 9, he will be back. And then Jordan Mason becomes a flex play. So essentially, you're doing running back depth and Garrett Wilson for Derrick Henry. I would rather have Derrick Henry than Garrett Wilson. So if you can afford it, if this is a shallow league, 100% I'm doing it. Deeper the league, less likely to do it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I actually love your insight there. I was a little on the fence at the start, but I definitely I would agree with that. It depends on how shallow. If you're in a deep league, I don't know about that.
I got to shout out J-Bob. J-Bob's in here. Fly Eagles Fly. I haven't seen him around in a little bit. He's the chat's Eagles fan up in this BI. Do you feel good about Leggett with Dalton? I mean, Leggett's not even on the radar, right? He had a good week last week, but
he's one of the good. He's one. He had a great week last week, but I'm not anticipating it in the future.
We're going Flacco over Dalton for sure. Nick says, I've seen what Bryce Young has. It's fumble the ball every time he gets sacked because his hands are too small. That is very true, and he can't see over the line. And the thing is, like, we've seen this from Kyler. Like there's no way Bryce Young even turns out to be better than Kyler. And what has Kyler ever done? You know, he had 1 year where he was in the MVP race. They could have got a bye, but he got a little nicked up, and they were 7-0. Since then, he's done nothing. So Scott says he thinks he has a feeling Herbert will do better than Drake May this week. Drake May has a tough matchup against the Browns, and Herbert has a decent matchup, I guess you'd say, on paper against the Vikings. A better matchup, I guess, but the Vikings have a really good D, man, and I don't know.
I'd still go May there.
Another Dynasty question. Bo Nix, Lamar, Jackson Dart, JJ McCarthy. Which 2 quarterbacks should you trade away? I mean, keep Bo Nix and Lamar. Or I would keep 3 of them and just get rid of JJ McCarthy if you can get anything for him.
Yeah, I mean, especially with like this year when we're seeing quarterbacks go down or quarterbacks like interchanging, like you having 3 quarterbacks in Dynasty, especially in Superflex, like I'm out there buying so many. Like I just bought this week Matthew Stafford and Joe Flacco in a Dynasty Superflex because I need to. My quarterbacks are trash, and so the more quarterbacks, the better. If you really have to sell McCarthy, I would. But then again, I also feel like you'd be selling kind of low right now because I really think his value is going to rise up, especially once he comes back and plays at the end of the year.
I agree with that one. Scary Terry was dropped in my league, so I dropped Coleman for him. I was starting Coleman this week too. If you might have someone better to drop, or in this case, worse to drop. What are your thoughts on Keon Coleman? That week 1, that was all fourth quarter and that comeback. Since then, it's been 3 for 30, 3 for 40, 3 for 30, 1 touchdown since week 1. What are your thoughts?
I'm not as high as what people apparently were on him. I know in my Dynasty league, he got traded for after that week 1, claiming about how he's going to be the Bills wide receiver 1. That hasn't really stuck at all. I mean, he's a risky flex start anyway. You're just praying for a boom week for him because he doesn't really even have a steady floor, I guess. I mean, I have to check the numbers again, but I mean, that's kind of what it seems like with him.
Yeah, I still like the upside though, especially with Josh Palmer being out. Chit says trying to move Pittman. What are realistic trade targets? My team is pretty solid outside of a consistent flex. So I think you just hold on to him. What are some running back names? Would you do Swift for Pittman right now?
The bias is telling me no. The Bears bias is telling me no. But yeah, I feel like that'd be a pretty even trade if you're talking like if I'm looking at it, no Bears bias. I feel like that'd be pretty even.
Rodgers over Penix this week. I got Penix, but trying to get Rodgers off the wire 100%. And Penix is beat up. They run the ball out at home. And we talked about the Drake London prop, I bet 61.5. Now it doesn't scare me off Mike about Drake London too much this week, but like if you got your number 1 receiver and kind of the only show in town besides Bijan and a little bit of Kyle Pitts at 61 yards, like what are they predicting for Penix? Because how many points with that? I love Atlanta as my stream defense of the week this week. And this is it. This is it for Tua. Like this is probably. I don't think there's any way they win this game. It looks bad. He can't handle any pressure, and Atlanta puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback, especially at home. So how many points are they? How many times are they going to have to throw? Like 24 times, 25 times?
Not much, especially with Bijan. Like I especially with Bijan and Algier, I don't think they're going to be throwing the ball all that much. So I would definitely take Rodgers easily.
Hello, Germany. Hello, Germany. How you feeling out there, man? How you feeling? J Bob says, glaze the birds. Chaz, give me your take. The Chaz. Are you feeling a lot better about the Eagles after that performance against a pretty elite Minnesota defense? And they did it through the air, which is pretty rare. 300. It was a perfect passer rating for Jalen Hurts.
I'm feeling a lot better about the birds. I know when I came on here 4 weeks ago, I was saying about how much of a wagon they are and how they're unbeatable. And I mean, it's kind of changed in this year, but definitely that game definitely helped. And I think it also, that last game showed really how good Dart is, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And how just crap the Giants organization and coaching and other players are.
Here's what I'll say, man. The post Super Bowl hangover is a thing, and that goes for the winner as well as the loser. And that was such a dominant performance in the Super Bowl, and the expectations were through the roof. And usually it happens week 1, week 2, week 3, you lose some kind of stinker game. They came out with 4-0. Now they were kind of just barely getting by in those games, kind of like the Chiefs were last year. And I feel like this was their wake-up call, man. One on Thursday Night Football, and then the first loss to Denver was just that they're up. Same thing Denver just did to the Giants, like 18-0 in the fourth quarter. They were sleepwalking through that game just like they were the first four. Got their wake-up call, and they got punched in the mouth by the Giants, and they were looking a little rough. Like they got that pick six off Wentz, but either way, like that was a pretty decisive victory. They won it on all sides of the ball, right? Good defense, good special teams, and good offense. Passing, they didn't run it too much for Saquon. That will come. So I feel like the Birds are. I say the Lions are the only team I think is better. I mean, I know like everyone's talking up the Niners because they're doing this all these injuries. Like I want to see it first, and I don't know their quarterback situation. Like I trust the Lions as a machine, and I trust Jared Goff more than I trust Brock Purdy, honestly. And then say what you will about Jalen Hurts, the dude's a winner. And I trust the system. The tush push is there. The tush push is still going on this year.
Yep.
Now, if you took the tush push away, then they might be in trouble. They have to rethink some inks here, right? But as currently constructed, the NFL, they're the one team that can do it, and they're going to do it a lot in the playoffs. Good luck beating that. Good luck beating it.
If you have a 3rd and 2, like in the playoffs, I would say 100% of the time they're just going to two tush pushes, and that's it.
Chaz, this one's for you. Who's the first pick in the 2026 NFL draft? Who's going to go number 1 as currently constructed?
God, dude. I don't even know if I'm going to be honest. I haven't looked at the 2026 draft at all because in both of the leagues that I'm in, I've traded my first to go and compete. And in both leagues, I've done really, really well. So I really have no picks on both of my teams in those drafts. So I couldn't give you a conclusive answer if I'm being honest. What about you, Rob?
I don't know. It's changed so much, and it's going to change so much until the actual draft happens. It might change the month before the draft too. We're panicking on Jaden Daniels, Max. Like pretty panicked. I just read the schedule. They're 3-4 right now. Washington. They're at Chiefs, against the Seahawks, and then against the Lions. So 2 out of 3 home games. But Chiefs, Seahawks, Lions. That's a murderous row, especially with an injured Jaden Daniels who might not play, or if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. That's rough. All right, I'm going to hit you guys with the intro. It's a 33-minute intro. We're going to finish off our panic meter, and we'll get back to all your questions right after this quick little break. All right, about to get to the panic meter. A couple shout outs to get to. Shout out to the Patreon members. If you're not in the Patreon, what are you doing? You're missing out. CK, Scott, Logan, Mouth, John, Braden, Wally, Mark, and Jason. Mark and Jason are professional fanatics, highest tier. They're getting all the perks, man. They're getting guest appearance in the show. They've both been on the show. Free merch. You're getting access to our fantasy leagues, right? With one free entry given away. You get in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, what are you doing? Chaz, is the Discord popping or is it popping, baby?
Discord's popping with good bets too. With good bets. I was checking that out.
That's another thing is you get access to my bets. Yeah, 32-16 on the NFL season on props. 3-1 to start the NBA season on props. Anthony Edwards already hit his prop. We lost on Cam Thomas tonight. They benched their starters. The Nets benched their starters with 3 minutes after 3 minutes in the third quarter when they were down by like 17. Opening night. Like, what did they do? They were only down by like 16, 17. They just benched everyone. Like, dude, I've never heard of these guys. I know the NBA.
Going for the tank.
Well, it was opening night. They lost by 20 points to Charlotte, bro. That's rough. Again, if you want to get in the Discord, the link is in the description. If that link doesn't work, go to my actual YouTube page there, and it's right there in the links. The first thing you see, the Patreon. You got to get in the Patreon to get in the Discord. You support the channel, keep me going strong, and you get in the Discord. You get access to free bets in this awesome community. Much appreciated, much love. Next name here, Ashton Genty on the panic meter, the Week 8 panic meter. Ashton Genty, Chaz. This is a Genty concern. It's a Raiders concern. What do you got?
Panic. Just panic.
That's it. Just panic.
Just freak out. Like go dance around. Go run around your house or your apartment, or go run around outside. Because Genty is just seven touches last week. 7. Your 6 overall draft pick. You have a trash O-line. You have a trash offense with a trash quarterback, and you give him 7 touches. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's like a 9 for me. No, I'm going to say 7 actually, just because I think they're going to have to realize that they can't throw the ball. So maybe what they should do is run the ball and try to figure out a way to run the ball with Ashton Gentry, their first round pick, their top 10 NFL pick, who's a stud of a man. And also, here's what I think they'll have to start doing. Throw the ball to that man. He had a lot of receptions in college. He's got decent hands. He's a solid receiver. Maybe do that. So it's pretty big panic. Stephon Diggs, the next name here. I know that seems weird, but after that, like I said, after the 2-game stretch where he was killing it, it's been rough. 0 touchdowns in the year. Keyshawn Booty is killing it right now. And they're spreading the ball around. Drake May is playing like Josh Allen. He's just distributing the ball to who's open. He's not really favoring Stephon Diggs. And Stephon Diggs is still only playing like 55% of the snaps. Like, what is that? This is week 7. We're going into week 8, and like his ACL, he looks fine physically. So what are they doing? Like, what are you fine with him right now as currently constructed?
I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm perfectly fine with it, only for the fact that like where you I understand we're not really talking about where you drafted him, but also where he was on the depth chart on your depth chart before those 2 games. And I mean, it should have been pretty low. I mean, I'm not worried about him. I think as the year goes on, I think he'll obviously be on the field more and more, especially coming back from that ACL. And plus, with Drake May playing with how he is, I mean, do they really have to force feed him the ball or, target him specifically right now? I think once they start getting into those tougher situations, I think we're going to see Diggs rise.
Yeah, I think he's fine where he is. I just put him on there because it's been frustrating. Ricky Pearsall is the next name. Just 2 more names here. Ricky Pearsall. It's mostly the injury concern because they didn't put him on IR, and I don't think he had a setback. Like I feel like McLaurin might have had a setback. I don't think Pearsall did. He came into that game and it was week 3. That game hurt his knee. Clear landed on it. It was bad. When he comes back though, you might have Ayuk back in the mix. You have Kittle already back in the mix. Kendrick Bourne has earned a nice little role, and Juwan Jennings looks okay now again. So that's and it's a CMC show. So it's like we drafted Ricky Pearsall because the early season production was going to be there. Now we're already to mid-season. Where would you place Ricky Pearsall? Let's say week 10 if he comes back next week. Let's say he comes back week 9. You see a decent week out of him. He's playing 60% of the snaps. Is he a wide receiver 3?
I say yeah. I mean, I don't know how you would rank it, but I feel like I would rank him at least a wide receiver 3. I mean, I'm not panicked about what he's going to do on the field. I feel like if he's playing and he's healthy, I think he's going to be just fine fantasy wise. It's just kind of like the injury of him he just keeps on missing practice. Like he misses practice. So I guess we're just got to keep on hoping that he gets better, but that he's going to actually practice.
Because I love the talent, you know what I mean? It's just that he came in the league injury prone, like not even talking about the gunshot. He came in as like a smaller guy. He plays so damn hard, which is a problem. Like he plays like Puka hard, but Puka's a monster of a man, 6'2", 220. Ricky Pearsall's 190 pounds. You can't be playing like that, Ricky, all the time. Last name, Brian Thomas Jr. Awful game in London. He had some momentum going there. Week 7 was rough in London. Hurt his shoulder. Now he's got a bye week to recoup, week 8. But it doesn't look great. And now we see Travis Hunter being more involved. I don't know. What do you think that would do? Let's say Travis Hunter doesn't emerge as almost a startable option, playing more snaps as the number 2 there. Does that help or hurt Brian Thomas?
I think it helps. I mean, from watching the games, it feels like they're close. BTJ, that connection between BTJ and T-Law, like it looks close. So I'm just gonna hope and bank that something happens over the bye week and that they want to move forward using him more and more. But I would say my panic meter is about a 5. Like I have optimism for him, but obviously I'm also looking at the downsides of like, okay, he's only had 1 boom week above like 23 points. That was you got to think about the future. If they don't start getting him the ball now, I'm going to be very worried. That's why it's at a 5. And if he continues to play bad, it would just only go
up. Shout out to Mark. Nice to see you in here, Mark. You're the man. Mark goes back, starts work in what, a week? Not even. He starts in like 5 days. So live it up while you can, Mark. Love you, dude. David says start Herbert or Daniel Jones. What do you think, Chaz?
Who's
Daniel Jones is the
Titans.
Titans.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah, got you real hard right there, dude.
I say you have to start him. You have to start them. I obviously think like by like halfway through the third quarter, they're going to be only rushing the ball. I could see JT getting out of the game mid third quarter or early fourth, depending on what's going on. And then yeah, I mean they're going to score at least 4 touchdowns. I'd say in the first 3 quarters. Like there's no doubt in my mind that that's going to happen. Now then again, I've been saying that about some of my flagship players with Sutton 2 weeks ago, Brees Hall last week, and now saying how the Colts are going to do good. It's kind of setting up when I'm saying it. It's set up for me to fail again. But I
Damn straight.
I don't know how they could. I don't know how they could. It's such a prime.
I like the
it's an
Titans in this
optimal spot.
game. I like the Titans to cover in this game because they're getting 14 points. That's what the line is right now, fellas. Mark says Browns D or Bucks D this week. Browns have the Patriots. Bucks have the Saints. They are. Let me look. They have.
Bucks.
They're at the Saints. At the Saints. Yeah, I don't want to mess with the Patriots
Bucks,
right now.
yeah, I don't want to mess with Drake May.
And you're coming off,
He's
and
too
they look
good.
pretty good against the Lions. Bucks D look good against the Lions. You're coming off a pretty embarrassing loss there for the Bucks. Proud team. I like the Bucks D there. Jason says Rodgers over 219.5, DK over 60.5, a must bet. That pairs well together. They're gonna have to be throwing. I know that. I like the DK one especially, 60.5. What do you think about those? Sunday Night Football. That's Sunday Night Football. Packers and Steelers.
Yeah. It's that return. I love that DK line. Actually, I think they're gonna have to be passing the ball. I think Rodgers is gonna have to rely on his number one, and I don't think the Green Bay has like that one lockdown corner anymore they had in Jair. So
no, their
I
secondary.
love that 60.5.
Yeah, and the Rodgers line's low too. I like that too. I think they're going to try to. It's going to be hard to run the ball against this front there. Blake says, should I pick up the Chiefs defense or no? Definitely. And Marcus Mariota, that defense looks elite. I love having a defense going Monday Night Football. Just love it. Scott says can't decide between starting DK and Judkins. Judkins against New England. Their defense has been pretty good against the run. They did shut down the Bills, which is a pretty good run offense. Ooh, I'll say this: if it's full PPR, it's close. If it's half PPR, it's Judkins all day. I think I'm just going to go Judkins here.
That's right. I mean, I was leaning Judkins, but like, cause like the situation sounds bad, but then again, with what Judkins has been doing, just give me Judkins there overall, even in a PPR.
Ronaldo says, would you drop RJ Harvey for Brashard Smith? I would not do that just because Brashard Smith's the number 3 there. I know he's going to get some nice run and garbage time and stuff. He might catch some passes, but RJ Harvey has a path to be a starter. Yeah, you looking at a Timberwolves game?
Yeah, I am. They're
gonna lose.
And that college team, they were up 10 points and they just gave up 10 points. It's tie ball game right now. Like a minute left.
Good thing you didn't hedge.
It's just sinking right now. That bet.
The show screwed you. I want RJ Harvey over Brashard Smith. Again, a stash for me. I want a guy that has not a lead upside, but RB2 upside. And I don't know if Brashard Smith's ever gonna get as much work. They would bring someone else in if Pacheco or Hunt got injured. He just isn't a 3-down back.
Yeah.
What are your top? Oh, he had another question here. Should I pick up Bourne, Josh Downs, Tez, Noel, Franklin, or Booty? I think it is Tez, man. I think it's Tez this week. I love the upside of Tez. Franklin's nice too in that matchup against the Cowboys. Not Booty against Cleveland. What do you think?
Man, I don't know what I would think there. I'm trying to decide what I would take. It's a lot of names. I mean, you could go Franklin. I do like Franklin. He scored last week. I think that's going to be something they're going to have to rely on in the future. I don't know about Tez, man. I'm just questionable about
He looks
Tez.
good, bro. He looks good. He looks good. I mean, dude, Sterling Shepard's just a guy. They need some juice there. Ibuka's a little banged up. They need some juice. K. Dotton's solid. He doesn't have juice, though. Like, you need a guy to stretch the field. That's Tez Johnson, baby. He's Tank Dell, man. I called it here first. David said, what are your top 5 defensive starts this week? I'll go through mine real quick. Chiefs are in there for sure. I would say Chiefs, Colts, Bucks. I kind of like the Niners and the Texans, both those defenses, but I'm not going to put them in top 5. Bills, Bengals, even though, I don't want to go Bengals defense. And then I think Falcons are my number 1. Falcons are my number 1 defensive start this week. So I love the Falcons, and I like the Bills as well against Andy Dalton. Lad McConkey or Ibuka? That is a tricky one.
Yeah.
It's Ibuka though. We're just gonna trust him to be healthy, and that's the play if he's healthy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'd say. If he's healthy and he's playing, you got to go like Buka, more so because the last week they were like so close off. Like Baker, I don't know why Baker was playing like garbage last week. Honestly, he was, and they had like Buka. I could easily see like they were 2 plays from like Buka scoring so many more fantasy points. I would trust Buka in that situation if he's playing and he's healthy.
Hetzer, somebody dropped RJ Harvey in my league too. He has Isaiah Davis though. So let me ask you this. Would you rather roster, this is a stash, right? RB4, RB5. Would you rather roster RJ Harvey or Isaiah Davis?
I'm going to say Davis. I don't know. I'd say Davis. Oh, man. But it's so tough because if Breece Hall does get traded, yes, he's going to be the only guy there. But it's like, how good is that offense to where you actually want to start him? You know what I'm saying? So
he'd still be a top 20 guy though, just based on volume.
Yeah.
Where RJ Harvey might be a top 12 guy, but that requires an injury.
Hey, so well, injury trade, I count that as both. You're hoping for a trade, hoping for an injury. I don't know if they're going to trade Breece Hall once they get a sweet offer.
Here's how I'd phrase it. If you're in a shallower league with less flexes or a 10-teamer, I want RJ Harvey because he could actually crack my lineup if he's a starter. If it's a 12-team league with a flex, I'm going Isaiah Davis all day because you need the depth, and he's a guy you could play. You could flex him weekly in PPR, half PPR or whatever, because he's going to get 16 touches a week. It might only be 16 touches for 50 yards. You could fall in the end zone, though.
I like it, actually, yeah. That's a pretty good analysis.
Gatson, well, that's the only kind I have, Chaz. Gatson, Mason, or Fannin. Rank these 3. Gatson, Mason, or Fannin. That's now my brain's gone because I'm patting myself in the back too much. I got my awesome Bob Ross shirt on too. I love Bob Ross. What's funny is I also have my Bob Ross pen. Apparently I'm all Bob Ross.
That doesn't look like Bob Ross, buddy.
It's Bob Ross. Look. See, he's got the little palette he's painting on. Anyways,
it's a makeshift Bob Ross right there.
Yeah, I know. It's from Cracker Barrel, dude. It was a gift. Gatson, Mason, or Fannin. Rank these 3 this week. It's so tough.
I'm gonna go Gatson 1. We just saw last week, and I think they're low key starting to phase QJ out a little bit, which I hate having to talk about.
Who called that? Who called that one? Did I call that one?
Okay. Well, I'm QJ biased, and I wanted to see QJ prosper, and it didn't happen. And then I'd probably go Mason and Fannin. It depends. If David Njoku's playing, I'd go Fannin 3rd. If not, or if he is playing, or no, if he's not playing, you go him 2nd.
I get down on that.
I think I mixed up.
Is Devonta Smith going to go back to 4 targets this week? That's kind of the Devonta Smith move where he gets you 30 points and he gets you 6 points. Or do you think it's more sticky? Can you trust him? I know, like wide receiver 3, you're going to start him. Do you trust his upside this week? Do you think he has upside this week?
Who are they playing?
Eagles have.
Give me that.
I don't know. What am I doing? See, that's like every other game, and I'm just blocking out the Eagles here. Oh, they have the Giants again. The Giants again.
Oh,
leaky defense.
I mean, yeah, as a wide receiver 3, you're definitely starting him. I feel like as a wide receiver 2, if you have to start him, but you're kind of just praying that he, actually gets the ball. I mean, with him, it's so tough because he either pops off or he doesn't. So you're just hoping that he hits the ceiling in the week that you do play him.
Devonta Smith's a weird dude that always gets his numbers at the end of the year. It's it's like T. Higgins style shit. It's like 75 catches, 80 catches, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. But it's the ride's really bumpy to get there. So you just got to live with that. Where you think he'd actually be more of a consistent player with the type of player he is. But I think that's just more about how the Eagles run their offense. Trevor says drop Michael Carter. Bam Knight's the guy to own there. And you have some pretty positive reports about Trey Benson. So I think Trey Benson's coming back.
Yep.
They have the bye this week. I think he's back week 10. So what's the point of holding on to Michael Carter?
Yeah, drop him.
What's your opinion on Trey Tucker? Chaz? I've been pretty low on him as a prospect.
I mean, I'd be pretty low too. It's just tough.
Yeah. Well, the upside there is you have a most likely Jacoby Myers getting traded. This is why the guy I like most, like for like deep stashes, or a guy to keep an eye on is Jack Bash. I've been talking up Jack Bash. Jack Bash is a Jacoby Myers like player.
Really good.
And Trey Tucker is just he's an X receiver that's tiny. And Brock Bowers is coming back, so I'm just not too into Trey Tucker. What's funny, I'm saying I'm not into Trey Tucker, but I'm into Jack Bash, who's played like 20 snaps this year. But again, their season's over, so do you think Sunday Night Football will be a blowout? I think that the Packers are going to lay the smack down. The Packers have been playing down to their opponents recently, all year actually, and I think this is a game they come out and just beat the living shit out of the Steelers.
Yeah, I think Matt LaFleur is going to be cooking. That's all I'm going to say. I think that offense is going to be rolling, and I think is Watson coming back this week?
That's what he says. I don't think it really matters too
much.
He said
it, but I mean, it doesn't matter. But like
another guy though, another guy out there
in Rome's,
it
does.
Guy. But, Scott says I'm dropping Bam Knight. Not sure if I want to drop Charbonnet. Charbonnet is like a top 20 play right now. He just scored 2 touchdowns. He scored a touchdown in the last 4 games he's played.
He's getting goal line work in the team that's very, very efficient offensively. You can't let that go.
Hetzer says Kenneth Walker not getting the goal line work or the catches. Chaz, what do we call Kenneth Walker on this program?
He's the dancer.
What is it? The what size dancer?
The tiny dancer? I told you.
I play that clip for the rest of my life. Justin Jefferson hasn't scored a touchdown since week 1. Do you guys think he'll find the end zone tomorrow? Ooh, that is true. That's crazy. Justin Jefferson's never been the biggest touchdown guy, right? He all these years where he has 110 catches and 1,500 yards and like 7 touchdowns, similar to almost like a Julio Jones situation. I think so, and I think he's a must start this week. I mean, that secondary is leaky, bro.
Yeah,
that defense is leaky. I don't know what happened to the Chargers. They were the number 1 defense in the league last year, and their personnel did not change too much. Their coaching staff did not change. They still have Harbaugh. Like, what's going on there? Do you have any answers? I know they missed Khalil Mack for 3 weeks, but he came back last week, and they still got shredded.
They did. Okay. Well, the only conclusion is that they lost Bosa, and they lost.
Bosa was cooked though. Like, yeah, Bosa wasn't even playing last year though.
When you think about it, that's really the only guys that they kind of lost.
Yeah, it's not much.
Bosa,
it's not like they lost. It's not like they lost Max Crosby, dude. Scott, I know I play IDP leagues. I play 2 IDP leagues. So if you want to toss me a question, my IDPs are God. I didn't draft him. I drafted Travis Hunter in the 3rd round because I could play him, in IDP. That has not worked out. But I got Devin White off waivers going into after the draft. He's been a stud on the Raiders, man. Stud muffin. Let's see. Unless you're, we are. I'm calling Justin Fields the one-arm man. That's the idea. That's the intro idea. Is you put someone's face up and you call it this, and then you put another face up and you call it that. That's kind of it's a bad joke, I suppose. It didn't hit with Hetzer. I have Daniels in a league, and I'm tempted to pick up Flacco, but last time I picked him up, he was a total bum. This is a good week to pick him up. I know, like, he's not going to be throwing as much as he was, but, pick him up, man. The Raiders, trust me, Blake, I had Geno Smith's over rushing yards on beating the odds, and they only ran 30 offensive plays. 30? What is this, high school, dude? 30? It's like elementary school. 30 offensive plays. Like, it was 3 and out. It was literally 3 and out, and the Chiefs had like a 14-play drive. And then it was 3 and out, 14-play drive. It was just like, this is stupid. Panicking more on Saquon or Genty? 100% on Genty more than Saquon. It's because the Genty problem is it's not him necessarily. It's the usage in the offense. Where Saquon's problem is a little bit of those things, but they're to a lesser degree. Yeah. And the team is just way better. And it's also Saquon Barkley. Yeah. Mark, thank you. Hit that like button, boys. 40 viewers, 15 likes. We've gotten 5 likes since then. I love Mark. Promote my shit. Mark is the man. He is the man. Scott says Genty is being played like he has a ball and chain on his left leg. Something's going on. Jack has a pretty in-depth one here for us. I have Hurts, Bijan, JT, AJ Brown, Sutton, Judkins, Hunter Henry, one flex PPR league. Keenan, Worthy, Myers, Ramonde, Vidal on bench. Sell Vidal right now. You don't need him. You got 3 more weeks. You got to sell him to a team that needs a running back. I would sell Stevenson and Vidal and Keenan Allen are the guys I want to trade. That you can get stuff for.
You don't want to sell any of your starters unless you're really tearing up. But I mean, yeah, your running backs are the elite of the elite. So I kind of like that about your team though, and I love that team overall. But yeah, just sell your depth player and try and tear up.
Yeah. Always do a 3 for 2, 3 for 1. 3 for 1 is ideal. You got the depth to do it. Michael Hart says, "Sup, fellas? Been lurking for a while. Wanted to say what's up. What's up to you, man? I like the lurkers, man. He's lurking. Start Keenan or Judkins. Judkins is like a top 12 running back. So, like I'm not benching him for anyone.
Yep.
In the full PPR, I get the idea, but like, Judkins could still have 2 catches. Like I know it's not a ringing endorsement, but it's something. Thoughts on this trade? I was offered Puka. He was offered Puka and Bucky for JSN and Jalen Warren. Yeah, give me Puka and Bucky for JSN and Jalen Warren all day.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
now you're trading injured guys. You're getting injured guys.
Yeah, that's where you're thinking, but like if you end up getting that, then I mean, hopefully you can make the playoffs. If anything, JSN's probably already been carrying you to a couple wins this year. So I feel
Esteban, what's your record? What's your record? So if you're 4-3, you could probably afford this because you get Puka back next week, as in week 9, and Bucky back week 11. No, week 10. If you have a losing record, you probably can't do it. I mean, I know the thing is JSN's on a bye, but Warren's already had his bye. So I like the trade. This is a championship winning trade off in the playoffs. Even if it loses you your bye week in the playoffs, I hate that. But your team's going to be Puka and Bucky. Bucky, like look what they're doing there, man. And like Rachaad White's proven his fantasy numbers are good. Rachaad White is the guy we thought he was, an inefficient 3-down back, but he's typically just a 3rd-down back.
Yep.
Mark says Bucks or Browns defense this week. Yeah, we said definitely Bucks. And yeah, starting work. I know you're going to be on, Mark. You'll probably go to the bathroom and check us out when you're taking those dumps to work. Love that. Chiefs or Bucks? I don't want to go Chiefs over Bucks though. That's cool.
Yeah, especially with the factor of Daniels being out, if he's out. Which I think he will be.
Scott. We were talking about Chip Kelly. So we were talking about Ashton Genty. Thank you, Scott.
Oh.
Scott, also a very valued Patreon member. He's in the Discord. Get your ass in the Discord if you want these conversations 24 hours a day. Join the Patreon for that. Appreciate you, Scott, for the donation. It's Chip Kelly. We forgot to mention Chip Kelly being just a clown. He's a clown. He's got makeup on.
Clown. Cue the music. Horrible.
Yeah, I should get a something for that, right? Like a clown. Some type of clown cutaway. Garrett Wilson is most likely out this week. Hetzer, Falcons D is my number 1 play of the slate there. Alex says, great call on Edwards and why they keep Thomas bench most of the 3rd quarter. Yeah. You know what? I'll say this, not to call out my boy Godarzi. That was his play. My play was Anthony Edwards. I am 2-0. He is 1-1 in the year. There are combined plays, not to call him down the river. Anthony Edwards has 36 points right now. He was only at 25.5. Love that. We won our first bets. We won both by 1 point or 1 assist on the Houston game. So, hey, 3-1 start to the NBA season. We'll take that. 32-16. If you want these plays early, gentlemen, got to get your ass in the Discord. Isaac says, oh, wow, that's pretty nice of you. Henry for Mason and Deebo. Derrick Henry for Mason and Deebo. I want Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry all day. Easily all day.
Jonathan, we want Shakir by a mile over Mooney. I mean, regardless of the Josh Palmer injury, like Shakir and Keon Coleman just cannot separate. He is not that guy. Kincaid's a little banged up. Kincaid and Shakir are the ones there. This team's about to boom. Shakir has a lot of touchdown upside for a slot receiver. That guy takes screen passes to the house and breaks 5 tackles better than anyone in the league, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's such a great gadget player, especially for a guy like Allen. I mean, especially in that offense, like, yeah, give me like Mooney you saw last week. I mean, he's going to get you like 3-4 receptions, maybe for 40-50 yards. Shakir just has way more upside than that. Like
the proof was in the
completely
pudding last year when he led the league for wide receivers in yards after catch per catch. Like you would never think that would be the guy that would do that, right? It'd be Jamison Williams or maybe one of these like more powerful guys like DK Metcalf. No, it's Khalil Shakir, and he's doing the same thing this year, and that guy's just awesome. I love Khalil Shakir. What a dude. Blake says, are you guys worried about the hype on Gatson? Players will usually not do shit after popping off like he has. That's 2 straight pop-offs. Now, it was like 70 yards and 170 yards. Dude, 170 yards from a tight end is all-time performance. Like, you just don't see that. Like, even the greats, Gronk, Kelsey, like, they just don't do that. They get a lot of catches, but, like, that's crazy numbers, dude. They just usually don't have the speed or athleticism to do it, and Gatson is essentially a wide receiver out there. He's a big-bodied wide receiver out there.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not worried. I mean, I really think it's there, and I really think they're like phasing out QJ, which hurts my soul to say, but I'm very glad that T. Higgins, who I will be starting in place now, has gotten an upgrade with Joe Flacco.
Sorry, the reason I was going to interrupt you because something came into my head, and you're a Bears fan, is like, okay, Tyler Warren's one thing, like that was bad in the Bears end to draft Colson Loveland, but this was a good tight end class with Fannin. I like Elijah Arroyo there in Seattle, and now you got Gatson, who I don't even was he a 5th round pick? Like Gatson just balling out, like
very very late,
dude. Will Loveland even have 170 yards receiving this year, Chaz? Like, I'm just telling you, this is in one game, fucking unreal. It wasn't because all the receivers were out. It was everyone was playing. QJ was playing. Keenan was playing. Ladd was playing.
Yep. And it was getting spread out. Now we're seeing QJ. I mean, QJ got bailed out by that touchdown, which did that end up helping me. But like, he got bailed, and looking forward. I know I'm gonna say you were right, Rob. You told me QJ was gonna get phased out. I thought QJ was making a step, and I guess they're kind of stepping him out of the offense.
I didn't say phase out. I just said I'd rather have Ladd McConkey rest of season week 3, and everyone said I was an idiot.
I wouldn't say an idiot. I would say it was close.
You didn't. I said everyone did. Everyone else did. David says so. Betch over Thornton. We've seen what Thornton is, man. Dante Thornton is just never going to be a trusted fantasy asset because he's a boomer bust player. He's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He's Jalen Hyatt. He maybe he's better than Jalen Hyatt, but it's just he's got the talent. He's a raw prospect that doesn't know how to run a route. And that's what he was coming out of Tennessee. That's what these Tennessee receivers are, man. Year in, year out. He had 28 catches his senior year. That's terrible. Like, you gotta have some production for me. Jack Bech was the opposite. That was a guy that got better every year in college, increased his role, and so love it. Jack Bech, again, don't pick up Jack Bech yet. Wait for the trade from Jacoby Myers. Once that happens, then you can pull the trigger and grab him on your bench. Who do I start in flex, non-PPR? Io Manor, Fannin, or Kyle Monungai? It's probably Kyle Monungai, right?
Yes, definitely. Monungai all day there.
Ron, he asked what he can get for a trade if he trades Jaden Daniels. It's all about who you're trading him to. I can't give you names. Yeah. It's about you got to find a team that needs a quarterback. I'm guessing you have a Danny Dimes or someone like a Caleb Williams, someone you're just going to roll with, and you want to trade Daniels. Find a team that's hurting at quarterback. Get what you can, whatever you need. That's the key there. Hey, Junk Buster, love the name Junk. As always, going 3-4 into this week. I'm looking at 3-6 next 2 weeks. I got Mbuka, St. Brown, McBride, Genty. Ooh, yeah, you have a lot of week 8 buys there.
Yeah.
You have to do something. So I think you have to trade St. Brown. It sucks, but like you have to do it. Or McBride. You can't really trade Genty because you're going to get shit for him on a buy with no production. Yep. I would probably trade St. Brown.
Yeah, or depending on what you're getting, McBride too. Like because you can't go 3-6. I mean, that's almost done. You'd be fighting. You'd have to go 4-1. Or however, whatever to end the year, and that'd be hard to do.
Yeah, 8-6 is the number. If it's a 12-team league and you have to 6 make the playoffs, 8-6 with points. So if your points are low, you might have to go 9. You might only be able to lose one more game. So it sucks to say you got to trade St. Brown or McBride or both and try to just get guys that already had their bye. You got to get guys like on the Steelers, Vikings, week 5 teams that had week 5, week 6, week 7 buys. That's how you could win this trade and make it into the playoffs. Your roster will be worse for it, but what's the point of having a good roster if you're eliminated from the playoffs, Chaz?
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of roster you have if you're not in the playoffs. Last year, one of my league mates scored the most points for, had the best team like of all time. The guy's team was loaded, and he missed the playoffs. And it was kind of just like, oh, it just sucks to suck. I mean, that's just fantasy football, you know.
Again, I want to shout out Scott for the first super here. I do have a goal. It says 10. I'll do five supers. I chug a beer. I'm trying to get a little lit tonight, so could be any amounts. Trying to get a little lit. Mark says Benson a top 20 running back when he's back. Higher or lower? Thoughts? I'm gonna toss this to you, Chaz.
That'd be tough to do. Top 20. I just hate that Arizona offense so much. It looks so much better with Brissett. I don't know what the difference is. I mean, obviously Brissett's more of a pocket passer than a Kyler Murray who's like a scrambler, like just make plays kind of guy. But like if they're gonna move forward with Kyler, I would say it's gonna be lower, and then I'd say in the fact of like he's gonna be not top 20 when I say lower, and then if they have Brissett starting going the rest of the way, which I don't think they will, then I'd say higher, definitely top 20, but they're not going to sit Kyler.
I'd say right at the number, just because his schedule, looking at the schedule right now, you got Rams, Texans, Falcons, Bengals, Rams to finish it off. That's tough. And he's fine though. He'll catch some passes, but yeah,
Rob,
you hit both of them? You hit both of them? Look at you. I did the alternate line like an idiot. Chaz, be professional. Stop celebrating your bets. Hey, by the way, Anthony Edwards, 41 points. I know. Well, celebration. Chaz, you should probably Chaz, you should super chat me now. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you. Yeah, give me the whole 500, bitch. Also, Gadsden or Kittle this week? Jay, it's Kittle. We're not getting cute. George Kittle's going to have a big bounce back game.
Don't be cute.
He's catching a touchdown. You did call the target for Otten. Nice call there. I'm not getting cute, though. It's George Kittle. It's one bad game, and it's more likely they're going to get him involved. Ibuka for Gibbs, straight up full PPR. I want Gibbs all day.
Yeah, give me Gibbs. I mean, the dude's a monster, and they're just not running Monty as much anymore, and Gibbs is still the normal Gibbs that we've been seeing since last year. We just needed him to get more work.
So apparently the Giants got Ray McLeod. I don't know what happened there, and he was like personal reasons out of the Falcons for 2 weeks. Ray McLeod is literally just a guy that's a slot receiver, and unfortunately, you're playing the same position as Wan'Dale Robinson. So, and you got Darius Slayton coming back. They're using Daniel Bellinger. They love Theo Johnson. Like they're getting Tyrone Tracy involved. He can play a little slot receiver too. There's nothing there for Ray McLeod. Give me Jack Bash over McLeod all day.
Actually, Rob, I got a question for you. I mean, I already answered this kind of myself, but who would you start between Higgins and Robinson this week? That's kind of what I'm deciding between right now in one of my leagues. And I want to get
who is
Wan'Dale Robinson and T. Higgins.
Dude. It might be Wan'Dale, man. I think it's Wan'Dale and PPR. I think you got to go with the guys getting all the work. It sucks. It's crazy. It's a weird world we're living in, but yeah, give me Wan'Dale, man. T. Higgins probably has more touchdown upside, but I like Wan'Dale's. Wan'Dale's going to be safer for 10 to 14 points. Higgins can get you 7 or 20. I guess is the way I'd phrase it. Leo says, I asked about trading Kittle yesterday. I got offered Rome for Kittle. My wide receivers are Ibuka, T-Mac, and BTJ. I want Kittle over Rome, man. I mean, who's your other tight end?
Your wide receivers are already great, so I feel like you just be limiting yourself in that factor. You want that tight end advantage, and you already have great wide receivers.
Wilson's in here. Wilson, have you seen Castaway, Chaz?
Yes.
Great movie.
I have.
One of my favorite all-time movies. Hey, Chad, should I trade Gibbs, Sutton, and Kamara for 8-Chain, Judkins, and a choice of Flowers or Marvin Harrison? Let's add Marvin Harrison there because I'd rather have Flowers. So should I trade Gibbs, Sutton, and Kamara? He gets 8-Chain, Judkins, and Flowers. So he would be getting Flowers. So I want 8-Chain, Judkins, and Flowers, man. Is that crazy?
Really?
I know you're trading Gibbs. Yeah, bro. 8-Chain and Judkins right now?
I think that's kind of crazy. Gibbs is nuts. Kamara, you got to think Kendrick Miller just went down.
It's crazy because Cortland Sutton's in the trade and you have a fucking boner for Cortland Sutton. That's why.
Okay. I'm not even talking about Sutton, though. I'm talking more so. Okay, well, it seems like he's clearly doing this because he wants to get more depth. I mean, 8-Chain and Judkins way better than and Flowers or Marvin Harrison. I'd say it's way better, but that's interesting.
It's
If you're
close.
trading this, I don't. It's close in my opinion, but I like the Gibbs, Sutton, Kamara side just because Kendrick Bourne just went down with that injury. I love Sutton, you know that, and then Gibbs is
Yeah.
Gibby.
So you want
Like, I'd
Sutton? You want Sutton over Flowers? Sutton over Flowers with Lamar coming back? I think that's like a wash. And then we got Kamara versus Judkins. I'd rather have Judkins. And then Etienne versus Gibbs. Obviously, you want Gibbs, but I feel like you have the best ancillary pieces. You're trading away the best player in the deal. So I guess it comes down to what are your thoughts on Etienne? That's the thing.
I'm not trusting the offense. That's the thing. Like that's if I could trust that offense more. I mean, especially after what happened last week, I would love Etienne, but it's just going down so far downhill.
We don't know who the coach is going to be. Achu, we did answer.
Yeah,
I do believe it's going to be a blowout. Don't quote me on that. Sunday Night Football games have been pretty wacky this year in terms of close, but I think it's a blowout. Team money. This is definitely Woody Marks, man. Nick Chubb was not even getting used in short yardage situations Monday night, so he's essentially dust. I don't know what they're doing there. That was a bad decision because Woody Marks is tiny and cannot run between the tackles, but apparently he's taken the 60-40, 70-30, maybe 70-30 lead, splitting that backfield.
Yep.
We want Cleveland's defense or Pittsburgh's defense? Cleveland against the Pats or Pittsburgh against the Packers?
Can you just pivot? I think you got to pivot.
Right.
From
let's just say you can't. If you had to choose,
I'm gonna say. God, that's so hard.
I'm going Cleveland. I think they're a better defense.
Well, yeah, that is true. I mean, at
Pittsburgh's
this point,
defense is terrible.
Defense. Yeah, just go with the better defense, I guess. I mean, in my opinion, I just think they're both going to get lit up. But yeah, just go with the better defense and hope that the better defense stands out more, especially with what May's been doing, though. It's been incredible.
If you had just looked at the numbers and then watched the games without the uniforms on, we all know the Steelers' defense historically amazing, right? Every year under Tomlin in general. They also have the highest paid defense. If you just watched the games with like colorblind, you didn't know what team it was, and you looked at the stats, you would never consider starting the Steelers' defense. TJ Watt, what happened to TJ Watt? He's been invisible. Yeah,
what he only had like one pressure, I think, a couple weeks ago, and they were like hollering that on the screen, like, yeah, TJ Watt's just not doing anything. And I'm like, that sucks because they're paying him a lot of money.
It's one thing if your production isn't there in terms of like the numbers, sacks and fumbles and all that shit, but the pressures is an unsung stat. That's the most important stat. That's why Michael Parsons is underrated as a player because he leads the league in pressures every year. And you're not getting that from TJ Watt. And if you're not getting the strip sacks that he usually has 5 of a year, I don't know. He's not worth that money. He's not even worth half that money right now because he's an older guy. Yeah. Let's see.
Yep.
Jonathan says, hey, bro, 7-0, 12-man. I got offered LJ for my Hurts and T. Got CMC, Etienne, Henry, Dowdle, Smith, QJ, Waddle. Who's LJ?
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I just would call him that.
I like it, but I feel like T's like an actual starter on that team. Am I tripping? Like when I look at that team, I feel like Waddle. Okay, in that you're gonna start Waddle. You're gonna start
Devonta Smith.
Like, would you start Devonta Smith over T?
Yeah, I would. But I don't know who else he has. If you have some other receivers in the bench, Jonathan, you can do it because I like you're 7-0. You're shooting for the moon in the playoffs, and you have a 1-5 Ravens team right now. It's gonna have to fight to get in the playoffs. They're gonna be throwing when they're up. They're gonna be trying to really blow teams out to make sure they don't do anything stupid like week 1 when they blow these games. So I love Lamar right now. Rest of season as it's risky because he got the hamstring injury, but I love it. I absolutely love it. As long as you have the receivers to back it up. This is a good one. Trade Keenan, Ramondre, and Vidal for Bucky. Oh, that's a lot of depth. But if you have a winning record.
If you have a winning record and you're trading away your depth right there, I mean, like, if you can trade away your depth and get Bucky, I would definitely do it. If you have and you have a good record, especially because he's going to be hurt for a couple weeks here. But I would do that.
Griffin, what's going on, Griffin? Henry and Saquon owners weren't willing to trade CMC,
Yeah.
Kamara, Etienne, Pacheco, Chuba are only running backs. Was offered Gibbs and Kraft for Pittman, Warren, and Waddle and Etienne. Yeah, do that right now. Gibbs and
If you're
Kraft,
getting
Pittman. That's a
Gibbs,
lot to
what?
give up, but you have players.
Yeah, you're giving up everything basically. Well, not everything, but like, dude, you're getting Gibbs and Kraft. That's
I know
two
Griffin
very
was in here
big.
the other day asking about the Discord. You got to get the Discord, Griffin, because these are the questions that you have 8 people looking at this. We can really look at this trade, like hour to hour kind of thing. That's the key there, opposed to just this 2-hour show. So Griffin, got to get in the Discord, buddy, and we're gonna make you a winner there. Let's see. He has Fergus as other tight end. Leo.
Gibbs.
Yeah. What wide receiver should I be targeting to sell high on Travis Hunter? Ugh, I don't know what you can even give for Travis Hunter, man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A lot of people are just going to see that he's been doing bad the whole year, and then he has one spike week, especially when it's more so in garbage time. It'd be hard to get something valuable or to be able to trade up from him. I mean, if you can, I guess you can. Like, I would shoot for, like, I feel like even saying, like, a guy who we've been talking about, like, T. Higgins is still too high. I don't think that T. Higgins owner will be doing that.
No.
I mean,
so
it'd be hard.
I don't think it's about a name, Chaz. I think it's about you got to find someone that's high on Travis Hunter, that's buying that second half and buying the reports. That's the key. Well, there's someone likes Travis Hunter. I don't know. They see the commercial with him and Trevor Lawrence. By the way, that commercial is just dog shit. Dancing and like, Travis Hunter's in like multiple commercials. Like, why? How?
It's more so the internet. It's more so the internet fame than.
I guess he won a Heisman. Like, that's what it is.
Bring me back the Baker Mayfield commercials, where he's strolling around in the stadium in the robe with the coffee, talking about what progressive or whatever the hell he's talking about. Those are much better than whatever.
I just want more of the backup quarterback commercials. I love those. Junkbuster. James Cook. Would you rather have James Cook or Ibuka? Just take away the positions. I want James Cook over Ibuka. I think James Cook's a good buy low right now.
Yeah, that's hard. But yeah, I mean, no, you don't know how Mike Evans might be gone for a while. That looked pretty scary. I'd say it's more close than what you're making it seem.
It's close, for sure. I just want the running back.
More so what you need.
Yeah, 100%. But I think running backs are harder to find.
That is true. It's just something that I'm not so accustomed to this year because my running backs on both my teams have been stellar. So,
because you're the shit, Chaz. You're the Chaz. Wyatt says just traded Warren. That's Jalen Warren and Flowers for Saquon and Diggs. And I win this trade. You just you opened them up, you stuck it in them, and you won the trade. That's as easy as I can put it.
I mean that was the easiest trade if you're getting Saquon and Diggs. Jesus.
See, I'm just going down. I'm trying to catch up a little bit. So you're saying Judkins is top 12 rest of the season? Thoughts behind this? Because volume, I have Judkins and hope it's the case. Yeah, the game scripting thing is a problem. It's similar to the Derrick Henry conundrum, and the difference is like going forward. That's why I'd rather have Derrick Henry because they're going to be hopefully if Lamar stays healthy, less games where he's game scripted out. But I feel like that defense is for real in Cleveland and. More times than not, they're going to be in close games, and Judkins is going to get 20 touches. And the goal line work is what's up, right? That's what we care about.
Yeah, they're also they're not in a rush to win, it seems like, with the moves that they've been making this year. So, like, at this point, they're just going to feed Judkins, in my opinion. And, like, they want the game to get over with. So what do you do when you want the game to get over with? You run the ball. So, I mean, it's a bad take. That's a bad take, but that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
Bobby says I shipped AJ Brown and Chase Brown for Cook. Was it a good trade? That's a lot.
That's a lot, but I like
boatload.
it. I like it. I'm not big on Chase Brown at all. And at that point, I'm looking at AJ Brown and Cook, and I love Cook a lot more than AJ Brown right now.
Yeah, especially I just think Chase Brown's still playable. Chase Brown's still playable, dude. Like the offense is getting better at least. That's one.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, I think he's RB2. I think he's got a feather in your cap with Joe Flacco there. Just a little one, a little feather.
All right.
I think. It's close though. It's close. I do like getting the best player in the deal, and the best player in the deal is James Cook. Wally says start Swift or Rico over Jordan Mason this week. Swift for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And
we're
then
huge.
I
We're
want
huge
Jordan Mason over
Bears
Rico
Swift
though.
guys. I mean, then
As
again,
long as there's no Aaron Jones.
When you actually look at what Rico did compared to Chuba, I could see Rico really starting to take over that backfield, and I could easily see
Hope
why you
so.
want to go Rico. I mean, the numbers that Chuba had compared to Rico, just night and day difference, and I think our coaching staff will notice that and give Rico more touches. So, I mean, if you want to go Mason, you can, but I go Swift and Rico.
I will say this: coaches do dumb things all the time, and we know the eye test is better for Rico. The yards per carry, everything is better for Rico. But unfortunately, they paid Chuba a lot of money, and he played more snaps coming off a calf injury, which is concerning. I think it's just a 50-50 the rest of the year. I think it's the Seahawks backfield, unfortunately, which, it's fine. It's better for Rico owners than Chuba owners because Chuba owners paid a price for that 50-50. Us Rico owners, I got 9 shares of Rico. I didn't pay shit. I paid a 12th round pick. So I got a flex-worthy guy. I still think he's a better player, though. Scott, Christian Watson looks like he's coming back, man. It does look like he's coming back, but we will. It's not going to be for fantasy purposes.
Still a Jag.
Here's the fantasy. He is a Jag. Here is the fantasy repercussions of Christian Watson coming back for the rest of the season. He's not going to be on the radar at all. It just kills everyone else, right? I think Dubs is still fine, but Golden gone.
But he's looked so good. Golden's look great though. Golden actually looks like a wide receiver 1. Like when they're
Chaz, you have a lover in here. J Bob, one of my favorite people, big Eagles fan. He says Chaz the GOAT.
Let's go. That's what I love to hear.
Hey, 3 more supers and I down a beer, gentlemen. J Bob, I don't want them all from you though. I mean, I'll take it, but I prefer not. You've already been way too generous in the past, and yeah. But what you get it started. That's the key. That's the key, baby. Oh, I just rhymes. I have Addison starting tomorrow. What are your thoughts on Addison real quick? Because he's been essentially outperforming Justin Jefferson since he came back in fantasy points, scoring the touchdowns and actually having more yards than him last week. Wild.
It is wild, but I would definitely be looking to start him. I mean, we've already been talking about how the Chargers defense is just depleted this year. I don't know what they're doing. I think we're going to see a huge game from Jefferson. We're going to see a big game from Addison. It has been interesting as of lately looking at the numbers of things and how Addison has been outperforming J-Jeff, but it's J-Jeff, and eventually he's going to have a J-Jeff type game, especially with only having 1 touchdown on the season in the first game. It's going to be, which hopefully it's tomorrow, actually.
JD says he luckily had Herbert on the bench when Lamar got injured. It was wild how late Herbert and Love went in Goff in some of these drafts. Now Goff's been a little bit hit or miss, but like they were going like undrafted, man. Undrafted. Essentially in like your home leagues, and then in deep leagues, I was getting them in like the 15th round. Crazy.
Jeez. It's hella late.
I mean, Herbert especially because he's got the fucking rushing upside right now. We got J Bob's doing it all himself because that's what he does. He says help, and then he gives her the bird thing. Chaz, talk up. What do you think? Let's do this for J Bob real quick. I don't know if you were on the show. We were talking about top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL real life. Where do you have Jalen Hurts ranked?
I don't know how much J Bob's gonna like that answer.
Well, give him your honest answer, man.
Okay. We're talking about like healthy, not healthy, like doesn't matter, just quarterbacks right now.
Who do you want in a playoff game?
All right, over. Give me Stafford.
Okay, maybe currently constructed. Yeah, okay.
Give me Stafford. Give me Mahomes. Give me Allen. Give me Lamar. Give me. Okay, this is gonna be J Bob. J Bob, you're gonna hate me for saying this. Okay, no, I can't do it, man. It's so close to Baker. But Baker's bad last performance.
Can't go yet.
But then I'm also thinking about playoff performances, and I'm thinking about how Jalen Hurts won. So that's where I'd go. Jalen Hurts there.
Okay, Justin Herbert right now. Justin Herbert. I know we like Justin Herbert probably as a quarterback better because he can do everything. But Justin Herbert's yet to win a playoff game. That's all I'm saying. And he's had 2 historically bad losses in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. So I prefer Justin Herbert the mold of the quarterback he is.
You put Justin Herbert on the Eagles. They're winning the Super Bowl, like, no matter what, in my opinion. That offense would be elite of elite. Like, that's all.
What about Justin Fields?
Oh,
Kidding.
No.
Kevin says, do you trust Bourne or Leggett this week? I think I trust Bourne more than Leggett, but I don't trust either of them.
Yeah, like a bunch of players are coming
you just
back.
You just got destroyed here.
Oh no. What
Who
did he say?
shut
What did he
down
say?
the bet,
What did
J
he
Bob?
say?
He says Chaz no
J-Bob
longer to goat. Here we go. Here we go, gentlemen.
Oh boy.
Take off the hat for this one.
Whoa. The hairline's pushing back there around a little bit.
Oh, I know. I'm almost 38 years old, bro.
Might have to go bald soon.
All right. Well, the actual goal was for 10, so if we have 6, if we get 4 more, I will do another one. We'll see. I've only had like 7. It's not much for me. I'm actually pretty
7
with
for
it
Rob.
right
That's very light. That's a very light night.
That's an appetizer, bro. That's like a crouton. That's like me eating a crouton. Let's see here. John that says those players are pretty much my only notable players. You think it's a good deal if I trade away Hurts, H&T for LJ and JT? Yeah, bro. You do that right now. Jonathan Taylor? Let's fucking go.
You're getting
who's trading Jonathan Taylor? Who's trading Jonathan Taylor?
And the RB1. You're getting the QB1 and the RB1. And the upgrade, like the combined upgrade from going to Hurts to LJ and Etienne to JT is just T. Easily do that.
Kraft or Kelsey? We're going Kraft. This is a Tucker Kraft show. And Tucker Kraft finally had 10 targets last week. It was beautiful. I know you're high on Ladd, but 1, 2, 3 for Chargers wide receivers. I am really not high on Ladd. I faded him. He was one of my fades this year. I have 1 share of Ladd, and I'm in 25 leagues. My wife's in 11. I drafted all hers. We have, I think we have 2. So we have 2 shares in 36 leagues, and they it was like mid 3rd round, which is way later than he was going in a 12-team league. So I was not high on Ladd. I don't think he's that great. I just think the hate went way too far. So 1, 2, 3 for the Chargers. It's Ladd. It's I'm gonna say Ladd, and then Keenan is tied with QJ. I feel like I can't name the 2 and 3.
I mean, well, the 3 and 4, yeah. 3 and 4 is hard to name right now. It's tied, but you can lean whoever you favor. But in my opinion,
J Bob says take shots in the next stream. See, that's one thing. I can take shots. Boy. I can drink, but like shots will hit me more. I can handle 20 beers. I can't handle like 10 shots. I mean, I can drink. I can't handle I can't handle 10 beers and 10 shots, if that makes sense. I can handle 20 beers, but like mixing the 2 or just drinking 20 shots, I'd be done for. It just doesn't work with my body. I don't know.
Actually, Tyler and Lemon came down last weekend to Lexington, and we went out.
Yeah.
And, we had a good time. And this week, I'm actually going to U of I. If anyone is lives there or whatever, but I'll be going out this weekend in U of I, so it should be exciting.
Get some ass, Chaz. Wally says subscribe if y'all haven't. I love Wally. Wally's the man. Do you guys think Deebo is going to play Monday? What about Josh Jacobs? That's what sucks about Deebo and McLaurin's Monday night. All these guys coming in injured. Josh Jacobs played last week he was sick as a dog and he had the calf injury, and they didn't give him much work. 54% of the snaps, but he had 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs is the dude,
efficient.
Man.
He's just efficient in his workload. That's all you can say about Josh Jacobs. If he's playing, you start him.
J-Bob putting the chat on his back, as always. J-Bob's the shit. He's funding this whole operation. Obviously, it's a pretty cheap operation if like $10 funds me. But you know what? $10 is better than no dollars. That's what my mom always told me. Yeah. Even though that's weird to say to somebody, but she did.
Yep.
Let's see. The question is, can Wentz get them the ball?
He looks. You skip over that last question. I think you just skipped over that last question. I was trying to read it.
Herbert needs his tackles back.
Oh, okay.
That is true. That is very true. Here's one here. Darnell Mooney or Hollywood Brown this week for wide receiver, or any of the Houston wide receivers if Nico can't play. Is the answer Hollywood's tempting because he's such a good chance to get in the end zone. Jalen Noel, right? Yeah. Is that the play?
Yeah, if Nico doesn't play, that is the play over those 2. But if Nico does play, well, give me Darnell Mooney. It just feels like one of those weird weeks.
He's due to catch a deep shot. Michael Penix has not hit 1 deep shot this year. There's been some like run after the catches, but like Michael Penix has a cannon, bro, and he's not really pushing the ball down the field. Keenan Allen, Rashad White, and Pollard for Bucky and Ladd. Yeah, I want Bucky and Ladd all day, baby. All day.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Jonathan, drink. I love you guys. See you later, Blake. So hopefully, I already probably missed Blake. It's 4 minutes ago. Might be in here. Peace, brother. Blake is the man. He is my media manager. He is doing all the thumbnails, all the graphics. God, I love Blake. What a dude. What a dude. He is awesome. He is Brick Flair. For those of you in the Discord, you should know who he is. He's pretty active there. Brick Flair. He loves WWE as well. Let's see. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Stafford, Hurts. That's the order for quarterbacks. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Stafford, Hurts. I kind of like that. I kind of do like that.
I would still want a healthy Burrow over Hurts in that offense. Like I can just picture Burrow slinging it literally left and right to AJ Brown and Devontae.
You're not going to punish. You're not going to punish Burrow for not finishing 3 separate seasons. Like you got to punish him for not finishing 3 seasons, Chaz.
I don't punish him. I don't even punish him for the Super Bowl loss. I punish him.
I don't either.
I punish that defense. I've been punishing the defense at all these years.
Front office. No, the front office is what it is. The defense is the defense. The players in the field are a joke. And the offensive line's terrible. I love Joe Burrow. I'm just saying, like, I'm factoring in talent as well as performance as well as accolades. I'm managing all 3, right? That's my thing with LeBron being the second best player by a mile of all time. Really close to Jordan is it's everything. It's the player, it's the accolades. It's not just about winning. Because if that's the case, then we have Bill Russell as the best basketball player of all time, correct? Robert Horry. So Robert Horry is better than Michael Jordan? Like, fuck that.
No, but then what I'm saying is that you could also say that Hurts is better than some of those other guys because Hurts has won a Super Bowl when it's definitely not true. So can you, bro?
Jay says chug time. We're getting really close. One more and I'll do it. I just want like a little 5-minute breather though, just to keep my wits about me.
Rob doesn't want to be as drunk as he was.
2 and 5 minutes. Yeah, well, you were on that. That was a wild show, right? That was a wild.
You were really hammered at the end of it. I'm not gonna lie.
I still made through. I mean, yeah, you could tell though. Usually you can't tell with me. You could tell on that one.
You could tell.
Leo says, should I trade Kamara for a Marion Hampton? I'm 5-2. I think I like that one, man. At 5-2, I'd like it a lot better if you were 6-1. But if you feel comfortable about your matchup this week and you think you can get to 6-2, you can afford 3 losses even to make the playoffs. We're not getting a lot. We're not getting a lot of news about Hampton. It doesn't seem promising. So, oh, here we go. Now we got a Bucks. Jason's the man. By the way, Jason was on the show. Speaking of being drunk, Jason came on the show. He was golfing all morning. He had a scramble at 9:30. Came on the show at like 11 p.m. and he's Eastern time, so it was even later for him. And he managed. He got through it, man. He was smoking. He was drinking. Super big Bucks fan. So we have a Bucks fan versus an Eagles fan. That might be the NFC Championship. J-Bob, fuck the birds. Fuck the tampon push. I'll see you guys in the divisional round in Tampa. Ooh, I love this. And Jason, thank you again. Now, since I was gonna do it for 2, he gave me a $5 donate. I'm chug-a-lugging, baby. And I know Jason appreciates the chug as well because Jason would just do it for nothing because I know Jason's a fucking real G, a real Florida bearded, long-haired man. Love him. Here we go.
Fuck the birds, boys. I'm sorry, J-Bomb. I'm sorry. I can't wait until they get to the playoffs and lose. That's where I'm.
Here's what I'll say, Chaz. We would both love the Eagles if we were Eagles fans. Like we would love this team because it pisses everyone else off. Yes, you know what I mean? Like true. I would love Jalen Hurts. I would love Kelsey because I actually do love Kelsey. Like what a G. I much prefer Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
Also, shout out Jason Kelsey for being on It's Always Sunny for the Super Bowl episode. And that's kind of why they have a soft spot in my heart because I'm a big It's Always Sunny fan. And, you know, they're all from Philly. And so I have a soft spot. Let's see. Oh, we got JD was bald by 27. No one else in my family is bald. What the fuck happened? See, he's so nice. He's making me feel better about my hair. It's not, I just got to style it better. You know, like when I get a haircut, my barber's amazing. We get all fucked up and he cuts my hair. It's like tequila. It's an actual.
Everyone in my family's bald, so I got.
You're too young though. You don't know.
For me, I don't think I'm gonna be bald. You saw my long hair. I know I have it cut right now, and I need to cut it shorter again. But it's a pretty good head of hair.
Yeah, but you're also like 22, right? 21.
21. Very young.
Chaz, Alex has a question for you. Do you have any Thursday picks, NBA or NFL? What do you got?
Ooh, so the Thursday for NBA, that's gonna be Golden State versus Denver. I mean, that's more so of a pick 'em, right? I think that's a pick 'em. I'm gonna lean. I'd lean Denver. I haven't done my research yet. I did go like literally went 6-1 today. I think. I mean, as you guys heard, I won that parlay because I parlayed up all my picks together. So it was a good day. And then the second game, that's Pacers. Pacers Thunder. I have to see
Thunder.
what the spread is
7.5.
for that.
7.5.
It's just without man, I would love to go that 7.5. Low key.
I think I'm rocking
I don't think it's gonna be close
Mathurin.
there.
Benedict Mathurin's points. I don't know what it's at, but I think I like that.
Just because
Chucker,
that's a good combination. Because you love the props, and I'm not a huge. I feel like I get burned by the props all the time. All
Not
the
me.
time.
I don't do lines.
I do the props, and I lose them in the most terrible way. So I feel like I've kind of veered away from that. And then Thursday night football. What's that? What's the line for that game?
It's 3.5. I'll say this though, real quick. I much prefer lines, the lines and over-unders in NBA games and NFL games. That's a tricky slope, man. Chargers are minus 3.5 at home. They're 4-3. Vikings are 3-3. This is a must-win. It's kind of a must-win game for both teams, but the Vikings like season, like if they go 3-4 in the NFC right now, like NFC is tough, dude.
They'd be out of it almost.
I mean, both conferences are tough, but I think the Vikings have to win. I like the Vikings and the points in this one.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, they're fighting for their lives here, like especially Kevin O'Connell. I know his job is secure, but you don't want to waste a year just because, especially when you move off a guy like Sam Darnold and you see what's going on. You can't waste this year. So you have to win this game if you want to stay competitive in that division. And yeah, I'd go Vikings there, especially with I'm just thinking about that Bears loss week 1. Oh man, that's always gonna sting me, man.
Alex says he got the London one at 61.5. I love that one. Does James Cook's going up? Because I saw 74 now. I bet it last night like 3:30 in the morning. That's what I do at night is I just, look at player props. And then, I do all my projections. And when they first come out, I want to hit them. And I usually get them like 5 yards right where like I hit. Funny story real quick, Chaz, is I had Quinshon Judkins as like my number 1 starred one for last week. And I had it projected at 85 yards. And it came out at 85 yards, right? And I was like, man, that's pretty high. Maybe it'll go down to 83. I wake up. I looked at like 3 a.m. I wake up at like 8. It's at 95 yards rushing. And I was like, damn, I knew I should have hit it, right? Because that's so much money on him. And he ended up with 84 yards in that game somehow. 3 touchdowns, 84 yards. So it was like I did terrible because I bet Danny Dimes instead of it. The James Cook one I still like at 74, but obviously much better lower. Bro, I don't know what the fuck to do with Kenneth Gainwell. Should I just drop him for Justice Hill or something? What do you think, man? Full PPR. Here's the nice thing. Justice Hill has more upside because if there's missed time from Jaylen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, we saw what he did, 3 touchdown game. Justice Hill is never going to be a 3-down back, right? If Henry gets hurt, and Henry's not getting hurt. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, he hasn't really gotten hurt. And I mean, that might be jinxing it. The only year he got hurt actually was when I drafted him in the first round of fantasy. And then he was done after week 8. But yeah, I would not do it for Justice Hill at least.
Scat's a powerhouse back. He's a powerhouse power back. That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
All he says, you guys have a favorite college football team. I don't have a favorite team. I'm not really into college football. I used to like the Gators back in the day. But what do you got, Chaz? Is it just Kentucky because you go there?
It's just Kentucky. I mean, it sucks watching. It really does suck watching. But I feel like there will be a day where we're going to be good.
When you're like
saying that out loud is very hard. But what I think about is we're a basketball school. We spend the most money on basketball. That's just what I kind of think. And I mean, yeah, I'm going to root for Kentucky no matter what my entire life. That's just kind of how I am right now.
I keep on getting sent offers for CMC. He just sent me CMC for Judkins, Jordan Mason, and Mason Taylor. I want the CMC side.
Yeah, still give me CMC there. I mean,
Yeah.
like at this point, if you have CMC and people are saying like, "Oh, we're just waiting for the CMC injury," I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, you just gotta ride him out. Like that's my opinion. If he's on your team, you ride him out until he breaks both of his legs or he brings you a fantasy championship. One of those two.
Damn straight. Penix looks like two different guys between the last two games, home and away. That's what he does, man. That's what he does. And it sucks. But I don't like him in fantasy just because he doesn't run.
I don't know what their coordinator or whoever's running that offense is what they're doing. I mean, you go and you beat the Bills on a huge night, and Drake London and Bijan both explode, and then it feels like you're limiting their touches these last couple weeks. It's like I just don't get it. I don't get it.
We got Unique in the house. What's going on, Unique? Does Ridley play? What do you project that? And then also Butte or Tez Johnson full PPR and flex. So two-parter. Give me your answer there. Ridley playing, and then Booty or Tez Johnson.
Yeah, Ridley's a tough one because they're not going to rush him back, and he already got paid. So like, that's kind of how I think of things like that. And then, so I'm going to lean towards no, but there's very easily a possibility of him playing. And then, Booty or Tez. I know we were just talking about Tez and Booty earlier, but I feel like you got to give me Booty. You got to give me Booty with how he's playing, with how explosive that offense has been. I know you're shaking your head over there. Give me Booty. Give me Booty.
Not against that matchup, man. Give me Tez Johnson for that upside play. Tough spot for me. Herbert, Rodgers, or Penix. I'm going to rank it Herbert, Rodgers, Penix.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much in the order, especially fantasy-wise, because you just don't know what. Yeah, penis. Fuck that guy, man.
This is a rough one for Mario. I got offered Gibbs and Pickens for Justin Jefferson and A-Chain. So, I clearly want Jefferson over Pickens, but I also want Gibbs over A-Chain. So that's about as washy of a trade as I've ever seen. Is there even a side to pick? I mean, you just take the Gibbs side?
I guess. I guess you just take the Gibbs and Pickens. Because, I mean, Gibbs is literally just, he's that guy. But
he's 5-2, he says, 5-2. So he doesn't need to make a move.
5-2. You don't need, necessarily, you don't need to make a move. I would not be mad at you if you did want the Jefferson A-Chan side, because when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking of it in terms of like, okay, what's the range of going from Pickens to Jefferson? And I'm thinking of the range of going from A-Chan to Gibbs, and that range is a lot less. So I could easily go, you know what, I'm going to actually lean like 60% Jefferson A-Chan side over that Pickens.
I kind of feel the same way. You're getting a wide receiver 1 and a running back 1. Now,
yeah,
Pickens
is I mean, he's great. He's great.
Yeah, he is.
In that offense.
But I guess you have to worry A-Chain with the uncertainty there in Miami and A-Chain being pretty small, getting this workload. That would be the only pushback there with the A-Chain thing for me. I still love it.
I guess I would rate your panic meter on the Dolphins. If you're panicking on the Dolphins, I would lean towards the Gibbs Pickens. If you're not panicking and you think A-Chain's still going to get that rushing upside targets or whatever. The offense.
If it was Derrick Henry, you would rather have Derrick Henry. If it was Jefferson and Henry, it's a smash, right? Or Saquon.
Oh yeah, Jefferson and Henry easily. Yeah.
Breece Hall gets traded. Does AJ Brown play? AJ Brown, I feel like he's going to play. I think it's a maintenance day. What do you think the odds of Breece Hall getting traded? Because it looks high. It looks like almost a certainty. It's hard to always say that in the NFL, but
okay, we say high. But in reality, like high percentage of getting traded in the NFL is like 40% max, in my opinion. You really think you're going to bump it up? I don't know.
66, 2 out of 3.
Who do you think would trade for him then?
Anyone, man, anyone. And there's gonna be an injury that comes up. Like there's a couple weeks to get this done. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Teams are dumb too. Adam says he's chugging with me. Adam, what are you drinking, bro?
Hell yeah.
Team Money says go Saints. You know what? You got a bright future. You got some good draft capital coming up. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just beat the piss out of them. That game shot up and as close as what it was, but
Dakota, the Bucks pretty much crushed the Eagles the last time they played in the playoffs. That was that wild card game.
I remember that. That was Well, that was when everyone was questioning Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, and it was like they started off really hot that year, right? And then they like started losing a bunch, and then it was a fluke year anyway, fluke wins and stuff like that. But watching them go down like that in the playoffs was beautiful.
Jay, they haven't really specified what the Bucky foot injury is. We know it's a shoulder injury as well. Did you hear any details on that, Chaz? Like what the actual injury is? It's not. Is it a Liz Frank?
I
Is it not
don't
an
know.
ankle
I just
sprain?
know that he's injured and coming back in a couple of weeks. I don't own any shares of Bucky. So like when I know Bucky's injured, I just know Bucky's injured for a couple more weeks.
Wally, any kickers of scream that you guys like? I'll give you a couple. McPherson, I like that matchup there against the Jets. Weather dependent. We'll see. This is the time of year you got to make sure you check the weather reports on these kickers if they're playing an outdoor game, especially at a city like New York or Cincinnati. What I like that's actually I don't like starting bad kickers. When I say a bad kicker, it's Parker Romo. But it's an inside game against the Dolphins, and the Dolphins just give up field position like it's nothing. Now the worry is that the Falcons score 5 touchdowns and the score is like 38 to whatever, and he gets you 7 points. But I like the dome aspect. I like the matchup against Miami. So I like Parker Romo's available everywhere. I love that. You got anyone you like off the top of your head?
Like I said, I don't play any leagues of any kickers, so I don't think about kickers or anything about that at all. No, it takes out some of the variance. I mean, I understand. I used to play in kickers and defenses, and that actually is the reason I won a championship. But thanks Dallas defense against Commanders Sunday Night Football a couple of years ago, they dominated. But no, we decided to take that out.
Alex says he got Cook at 72.5. Like when I got at 67.5. Here's what I'll say, Alex. I wanted to do his total yards because I prefer that with running backs, especially James Cook has not been receiving at all this year, and I know he's a pretty good receiver. But that line does not come out till like Friday or Saturday. And when I saw 67.5, I had to hit it because I knew it was going to go up. If you have the chance to cash out without losing any money, I would cash 72 right now and then wait for the full total yard line to come out. It'll probably be like 83, 84. I prefer that. So I actually wanted the total yards line, but I wasn't going to wait because I knew the rushing yards was going to go up. And I knew it was just better bet to bet 67. But if you can get like even a $3 or $4 loss for your cash out, I would swap the total yards when it comes out because it's not going to go much higher than 72 is how I would put it. Would you start White versus New Orleans or Brown versus the Jets? So this is for me.
I'd lean White. I'd lean White in my opinion.
I feel like this is the last week too. They got a bye coming up. Bucky's coming back. Why not just give White all the work? They've already been doing it anyway. But like this is going to be a good matchup for Rashad White. Also, I feel like this could be a sneaky shootout game.
Yeah.
Will Minnesota kicker. They've been struggling to score TDs. My only worry is Carson Wentz is so turnover prone, and he will turn the ball over in the red zone and in the other side of the field there, which is kind of a problem. This is a good one here for Dynasty. Drop Io Manor for Chimere DK in Dynasty. I still like Io Manor more in Dynasty.
Yeah, I like Io Manor. I think that relationship is only going to build with Ward. I mean, it's a bad year, and they're going through it together. And I think that kind of is going to give them a little bit bond. So
Silent, what's going on, bro?
On the offseason.
Who do you like rest of the season in real life, like redraft? You like DK looks like the play because they released Tyler Lockett, but I still am holding out hope on Io Manor, man. He looks like a monster to me. It's been rough.
Man, you're talking like rest of season. It's rough.
The answer is probably neither, right? Neither.
Okay, my answer would be neither. But if I had to choose, I'd still go Io Manor.
David says you need to collab with Smitty one day. I enjoy watching you two. I don't think there's any world where Smitty would collab with me. That dude's a one-man show. I do enjoy what he does. He's a very confident guy. I'll put it like this. I feel like he's kind of a dick personally. He knows his shit, and like he just attacks his like callers and people in the chat. And he's just a dick. I don't know if you know who he is.
When you say is that the dude that has like he always has his sunglasses on?
You know who I'm talking about?
Like, way up here.
Yeah,
and
he's got a badass setup. Yeah, no, he kills it. He kills it
from time to time. But yes, he people call in, and I feel like he's just a dick to them.
He's a bully, bro. He's a fucking bully.
But he knows his shit. That's the thing. He knows his shit. He could just say it in a better way. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, if you disagree with him, he just calls you a dumbass, and like I'm never gonna do that to people unless they're being rude to me. And I kill him with kindness. Here's why this show is better, and I'm not trying to be too biased, but like he has his takes, and yes, his takes are right a lot, just like mine are right a lot. But I also have 5 or 6 awesome guests that come on that give a different perspective, and that's the key. And I feel like we're on this show. We're much more fluid in changing our opinions. Like I can admit when I'm wrong. I feel like a guy like that does not admit that he's wrong. And that's just too stubborn. That's too stubborn. That's a losing strategy. You have to evolve in this game, in life. You need to admit when you're wrong and learn from it. If you don't admit you're wrong, you're never going to learn from it because you're just saying it was bullshit. No, guess what? It wasn't bullshit. Your guy was a bum. Justin Fields, I was wrong on this year. He's a bad quarterback. I thought it didn't matter. It did matter. He lost his job to Tyrod Taylor. Wrong. I also talked up Javonte Williams. I have Javonte Williams everywhere. I have George Pickens everywhere. I have Chris Olave everywhere. Like I hit on a lot of good players, but unfortunately, Justin Fields is going to cost me some money in best ball. And in redraft, I can make that adjustment because it's quarterback, not in best ball. Anyway, so I'm not trying to slander Smitty. He's got such a great setup. I love what he does. He's like me. He puts in the time, dude. He's live more than I am.
I see him.
He's also making like $1,000 a show on Super Chat, dude. Where I feel like I could be doing that.
He reigns.
We'll see.
Somehow.
But the difference is on this show, it's better right now because, I'm answering everyone's question for free. I'm also trying to build up, I would do that anyway. He can't get to everyone's question because there's 1,000 people in there.
Well, yeah.
That's the goal. But anyway, I feel like that community there is not this community because we have the best community in the world. It's a smaller community, but there's no dicks in our community.
It's a community of just trying to get answers. They're not there because they like him. They're not there or whatever. They're just there because he knows his shit and he'll tell you probably almost a lot of the time the right answer.
Yeah, in his description, he said it's a funny show. It's like I don't ever hear anything funny on that show.
Yeah,
like I go off on tangents about like trannies and shit, and like I'm talking about changing the transmission in a car, Chaz. All right, Silent, thoughts on Luther Burden in the flex this week versus the Ravens? I got Harvey also. I wouldn't go Harvey. I'd go Luther Burden over Harvey.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be a heavy passing game for the Bears. I don't see us I'm not going to lie. I see us being down in this game, and we're going to have to come back like we did in Washington. So cue up Luther.
Who do you want, Dobbins or Addison? Just in a vacuum.
In a vacuum. Give me Addison with the recent play, but I wouldn't shame me for going Dobbins at all. I mean, they're two solid players, but I'm going to lean Addison on this. Especially when you're talking about this week. When you're talking this week.
Yeah, I like this week. Running backs are harder to come by. The answer, Jolly Pop, here is Packers. Packers, Browns, or Steelers defense. We're going Packers here. For sure. Pound Town says if you follow Smitty's advice, you will finish last. From what I saw, he had some good hits this year. He definitely had some good hits, but he just I'll tell people to draft value. I'm a value guy. The only guy I was really telling people to reach on, there was a couple, was Tucker Kraft and Javonte Williams. And even Chris Olave, I was like, don't reach on him because of concussions. Like, I'm just like, I play 25 leagues, dude. So I just take value. And I like to have a little bit, like JSN, I have a lot of shares of. I do have a lot of the good players, but like most. We're
Rob,
back? Okay, sorry. I thought
you might be frozen here, man. You might be.
Anyways.
Oh, all right.
I hear you now.
Okay, good. I was just watching.
We're good. Internet's been weird. I know. Let's see. Let's get to the rest of these questions. Chargers or Cardinals might take Breece Hall. Yeah, Chargers and Cardinals are good names. I think the Chargers are the more important name there.
Yeah, because Cardinals aren't really.
Silence. Yeah, Cardinals. Why would they? They're not winning this year, right?
No, I don't think you can win with Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray, you just got to get the right. You all the pieces have to be right for Kyler Murray in order for Kyler Murray to actually have an offense that scores a lot of touchdowns, and that hasn't happened since they started 7-0, and then anything when they fell apart after that. So I just don't think Kyler Murray's ever going to be anything of do anything in the playoffs, considering that.
Do you know what we call him on the show? You know what we call Kyler Murray? The Garden Gnome, baby.
Don't pee on me, know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? No, don't do it. Know what I'm saying?
That's true.
5 minutes left. I got to go to the bathroom and also take my dog out. So, you think this most bust-filled and injury-filled fantasy season of all time?
Yes.
Injuries. I think injuries. Yes.
Injuries and bust. Actually, I saw something on X. Look at that 4th round. Like the 4th round in redraft this year, like everybody busted out of that tier. Everyone. So it's like, have we ever seen something like that? Especially with guys that were going early. I mean, you have BTJ, Genty. You're looking at also guys who got injured, like oh man, I'm trying to think of his name. Oh Jesus. Okay, I can't think of his name.
Adam says, Rob, I've seen you change your mind a few times. Guys that don't do that have an ego, and I definitely have an ego. But the thing is, I've grown up, right? Like I've tried to just get better with all those things. That's life. You got to get a little better every year. The goal is never be satisfied, and I'm not exactly a winner over here. I do have a hot wife in my own house. You know, I got that shit going for me. She got big titties.
That's true.
It's funny. Let's get off the Smitty thing though, just because we don't have much time. A good call here. Something like the fantasy football counselor. Unfortunately, it pays to be an asshole in this toxic world nowadays. Yeah, for clicks. I don't do shit for clicks. I don't say shit for clicks. I'll never say shit for clicks. It's probably gonna end up burning me. I'm gonna stay true to myself. I have $8,000 on the line this year in fantasy. I'm going to tell you what I would do with my money. That's the key, and I always win money. So not like I've lost 1 year out of the last 15 years. I have been net negative in fantasy. So that was a rough year. I made the playoffs in 16 of 24 leagues, Chaz, and I didn't win a title.
What?
I went 2-8. I had 6 buys. I went 2-8, and then like 2-8, and then 0-4 in the finals. It was unreal. My playoff record was like 20%. It was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm gonna power through these. I got 2 minutes. Mims or Pierce if Downs doesn't play. Half PPR. I want Pierce if Downs doesn't play. Let's see. I think we're caught up here. Good evening, guys. Thomas, we're about to get off. What do you like as a 3-leg tomorrow? You know what, Thomas? I might do a Thursday night preview show. Thomas, everyone in here, you got to get in the Discord. Since I'm getting off, this conversation goes all night. If you want to get in the Discord, sorry, I'm gonna have to miss some questions here. I feel bad. You know, I get to everyone's questions, but I have a couple.
Dog Ryan over there?
Yeah, I just didn't take him before because I was watching the basketball game like an idiot. My wife's sleeping. Anyway, you want to get in the Patreon. You got to get in the Patreon and get in the Discord. Super easy. Link is in the description on the YouTube channel. Get in there. This conversation with this chat goes all night. Please check that out if you want to continue what we got going on here. Again, 7 nights a week for this show. Anyone's question I missed, if you want to stay in here, I will answer them real quick in the comment section. But love you guys. Thomas, we'll get you that answer here tomorrow if you want to get on. Otherwise, join the Discord, and we'll be talking about this stuff all night, all morning. You name it. I think that's it. I think that's it. Mark says,
I'll see you guys next week, all right?
Chaz, thank you. You were awesome. Sorry I missed a couple of your guys' questions. Again, 7 nights a week. We'll be doing this shit. Appreciate everyone in the comment section, in the community. You as well, Chaz. Stay positive. Respect each other. Love your life. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Later, Chaz.